Look, happy holidays, Raider Nation nationwide. Let's go. Get some.
Raider!
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm Hardcore Raider. This is the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast. We're live on Raider Critique's channel and my channel. We just want to welcome everybody. We got a special guest tonight, Wayne Mabry, also known as the Violator. So we're here to have you. We also got Raider Dave up in here, Raider Critique, and Watts Raider. So we're going to talk some things about our new coach and GM and then close out the season. But let's kind of give a little introduction. How you guys been? We'll start with Raider Dave and then over to Violator.
Well, good evening, Raider Nation. Happy to be on the show. Glad to be back, man. Excited for the offseason, man, what we're going to put in place here, moving forward. First off, I'd like to congratulate Wayne on his Hall of Fans, man. That's a huge, prestigious award, man, that I am, honored to be here with you, man. And, of course, grew up an LA Raider fan, so love being here, man. And, but yeah, man, as far as everything going forward, man, it's a positive outlook, man. This team's coming off 10 wins, double-digit wins. That's a big deal to me, man. That's a big deal and something to build on. Not only that, it sounds like Derek Carr is going to be back in a contract year, which is going to be good things with this young staff that they've just hired. I like that they're bringing in a younger staff, guys with a more forward outlook in the NFL and more urgency, to bring to the table. So I think it could translate to wins and a good building block moving forward, man. So I'm really excited for this offseason, as I am every offseason, man. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
What's up, Raider Nation? We're going to start off like this. There is no off season for us.
Yeah.
We've been through the hills and the valleys. Now we're in the desert, and we want to conquer that son of a bitch. So
that's right.
Tighten up that chin strap. Don't even worry about painting your helmets. Just have that shield showing, and let's go kick some ass in 2022.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, man. Watts Raider, man. What's up, brother?
Man, I'm just chilling. We just hired the new coach, the new GM. I just watched the little presser.
Yeah.
I was kind of against McDaniels as far as being the head coach, but if he can get a hold of the team, bro, he can get a hold of Carr and all the leaders that we got and really mesh with them, I think we'll be all right. Because last year, man, this team showed me that they was really strong-minded individuals, and they came together. And bringing a new coach in here, the respect gonna have to be earned. I mean, no matter what he did in New England, they success not our success. Mm-hmm. So I'm just hoping that he really gonna mesh with the players on our team as a whole and our captains, our leaders. You know what I'm saying? Those players who producing. Because I mean, they not afraid to speak their mind. So if they got an inkling, it's not really working out with him, some of the players might leave, and we don't want that. We want the Raiders who want to stay Raiders stay on the team. So I just want to see him kind of just, I guess, be a Raider. Just take it all in. We've been through this before, man.
Yeah.
Coaches change. So I'm not really having high expectations like that. I think we'll know something in about 12 months. We'll know if he's serious. Depending on what the Raiders do, and if he don't blow up the roster, I think we can make the playoffs again. You know, so I'm not in all the hype really. You know, I'm happy that we got an offensive mind in the building. So maybe we can start scoring more in the red zone. So yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say, man. He got to show improve to me. You know, because I mean, we done been through this so many times. Pressers, new coaches. I mean, man, I was watching that thing and I was just like, man, I done watched so many of these. You got to show me, bro. You got to show me the cue cards. I ain't worried about that. You got to show the Raider Nation that you trying to make us the best. That's all we want. So yeah, definitely, man.
Well said.
From the sound of it, to me, when I listened to the presser, man, these boys sounded hungry. Now I was sitting here thinking to myself, when all the Harbaugh talk was going on, I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, that's another John Gruden waiting to happen. We're about to shell out a bunch of money to get this old timer coach in here. And no offense to anybody here, it's just the game has changed so much that when it comes to shelling out that kind of money for a quote unquote celebrity coach who's coming from a Michigan football team that just won a bowl game, compared to a young and hungry coach, like I wanted Byron Leftwich, but I'll go ahead and take McDaniels. I've sat there and looked at what McDaniels has done, as an offensive coordinator, and I can only count 3 losing seasons. And that's when he was with the Patriots back in 2020. They went 7-9. And then you had down here when he first started with them.
You talking about when they had Cam Newton?
But they did start out 3-0 with him. Yeah, with Cam Newton 2020. Yeah,
right. And then he was the offensive coordinator for the St. Louis Rams. In 2011, he went 2-14.
Yep.
But I mean, other than that, it's been 12-4, 12-4, 14-2, 13-3, 11-5. I mean, this dude's a winner. And
I don't question that though. I really don't. I don't question his pedigree. I don't question that at all.
And then on top of that, they brought his homeboy GM with him too. You know what I mean? And that guy right there, I guess he used to be player personnel is what he was in charge of. So right. they were working together. I actually like the fact that we went out and brought in Duel, because when we lost Mayock, I was like, well, now what are we going to do? We have no coach. We have no general manager. Are we going to have to hire both of these guys at the same time? Are we going to be able to hire guys who are going to be able to get along with one another?
Right. That was an issue too.
I'm sitting here looking at all that, and then plus with all,
you would have to get a GM first though. If we was gonna have to get a GM first. So yeah,
that's a proper procedure. The way I see it too.
Yeah, I heard Mark say something about Rocky Road, buddy. This season's been like craters in the street,
right?
Man, this has been, and this
has been the worst, one of the worst seasons we ever had, bro.
We've got some things that we got to tighten up, but I think that this is a really good start, especially hiring people who have already worked together and worked well together by the way the New England Patriots have looked for the past 20 years. So, I mean, why not give them a shot? I know a lot of people have been hating on it. Everybody wanted Harbaugh, but look, if we would have went after Harbaugh.
I wanted Harbaugh too, but he was asking for too much money. I mean, he was.
Yeah, and
he was.
To me, that's not where we need to go with this. We need somebody who's young and hungry.
If I could jump off that what you guys just discussed there, one thing though, Ziegler, I think they made it pretty clear in today's press conference. He's in control, and this isn't. It seems like a buddy system, but it's really not, because Josh McDaniels will be held accountable, as a head coach versus what we've been dealing with the last couple of years, where I got to say, John Gruden was probably making the decisions over Mike Mayock when it came to certain picks and certain decisions. It seemed that way. I think John Gruden had a lot more power. So I think this is a little bit more of a GM. It's a little bit more different structure, and the background with these guys, man. The university, the coaching university that they come from.
It's organized. It's really organized up there in New England. It's been like that for years.
Yeah. Yeah, yep. And so like there's a lot of positives, and still it's just that building, that foundational building block that you want to put in place with a younger staff, with a lot of more urgency. That's been the key word that I've been stressing the last 10 years. Urgency. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers play with a sense of urgency, get the ball upfield. Patrick Mahomes and the
Yeah,
Kansas City Chiefs
yeah,
play with urgency. Josh Allen showed us urgency. Joe Burrow is showing us Joe Cool, but urgency when it matters, getting those points that matter the most, that win you football games and get you to your final destination where you need to be in this league, man. That's Super Bowl
right.
champions. One thing, I wore this specifically for this show because number
Yeah.
4, I'm after number 4, man. And number 4 has been, that's what we were preaching
Look,
back
man,
then. Number 4,
look.
man. And this is a game where you are graded by your championships, man. Not saying we got to win
was
it every
2
year.
plays away from beating the Bengals, man.
Yep. And that's something to build on. And this team, that beat us, is in the Super Bowl.
Hey, hold on.
Right, right.
Sorry, I gotta let you guys talk.
You guys got some blues going on here, so I gotta share some golden news today that came to my door. All right,
What's that?
Nice.
Lay's chips, right? Lay's chips had this thing on Twitter, and I'm not a big Twitter guy, but it was like post a picture or something. You might be able to get a bag of Lay's that had the Raiders on it. So long and behold,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's clean.
oh man, I'm not gonna. I'll take it out.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
here.
You can't open it, bro. You can't open it.
I'm not gonna open it, but I'm gonna show it, man, because I can't show it in the box that good.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty
we're
badass right
growing
there,
in
man.
glory. You see that? We're golden, man.
That's it.
Raider Nation, we're golden right here. And I got this bag. I got this bag because I did the video with the Violator saying Happy Holidays. I posted some other pictures, but I'm giving the credit to the Violator. So
Hey,
this
man.
amazing
Team effort
bag
right
of
there.
glory is because of the Violator. So I don't
Team
care.
effort, brother.
Well, I do care that we lost, in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
this bag makes it a little bit better. So thank you, Raiders. Thank you, Lays.
Hey,
and
man,
Let's go.
that's
Violator,
awesome
man.
right
Let's go,
there.
Lays. Let's go, Raiders. Let's do this.
Good stuff, brother.
I was gonna be eating chips and make you guys think I opened it, but I'm not
no,
gonna
don't
do
open
that.
that.
Don't open
I
it.
still got my Tim Brown, Jerry Rice Wheaties box from like 1996.
I
I think
got mine
you got
too.
that one with James Lofton on it. Yeah, nice.
All right, we got some people in the chat. Let's say what's up to the chat real quick. We got Gabriel Ramirez. What's up, brother? He's asking about GM
Hi,
McDaniels.
Gabriel, what's up?
We're gonna get into that. We got Raphael, man. El Capitan. What's up,
Capitan.
brother? Much love back. Chaos Raider, man. What's up, dude? Been a minute. Wasn't just the money Harbaugh wanted, he said, but control like Gruden had. I could see that. And Davis probably not wanting to go full control like before. And then Takusor, he said, y'all be talking about free agency, drafts, targets, live stream, or just about McDaniels? We're going to talk kind of like end of season stuff. We got a long time to talk about the draft and stuff, man. I mean, really, anything anybody wants to talk about, we can. But
we need a number 1 receiver, bro. Tall on the outside.
yeah, we do, and there's some, we got some possible cap issues, man. If Carr wants to get paid, and a lot of other guys, we got to hook up with some contracts. So, but so I'll give my take on the whole general manager thing. I think that the general manager is a really good fit for the Raiders. Okay. We needed a real general manager and someone that has talent. I love Mayock. I think he was a Raider. He had that mentality. But there was some misses in the draft, whether that was Gruden or Mayock. So it wasn't, some of the hits like Renfro and Crosby was some good hits, but there was also some other ones that were obviously questionable, to put it lightly. So, to have a real general manager is really important for this organization moving forward that can take the reins. Now, it is important for a general manager and a head coach to get along. So I think,
Right.
I think McDaniels is a very good offensive mind. I personally think McDaniels can probably help Carr move to that next level. I thought Gruden would do it, and I think Gruden did it to some extent. But here's the thing, all right, so I'll use another example besides McDaniels first, and that's Adam Gase and Peyton Manning, okay? Now, did Peyton Manning make Adam Gase a better offensive coordinator, or did Adam Gase make Peyton Manning a better quarterback? Now, it was like that. But it was a
Packers
lot
deal.
more. It was a lot more of Peyton Manning making Adam Gase look
I think
good.
I think it was the push. I think it was the push from the coaching, from the coach to the player, and like
But Adam
motivated
Gase
him.
did too much after the Broncos. That's because Peyton, in my opinion, Peyton Manning kind of made Adam
Think so.
Gase who he was because of Peyton Manning's background. But Josh McDaniels, a little bit similar, but different because he spent so many years with Tom Brady. So the question to me that I asked myself, and I'm not saying I exactly have the answer, is did Tom Brady make Josh McDaniels who he was, or did Josh McDaniels make
But
Tom Brady?
look. But
Or
this what Mark Davis said.
Or did they blend and Josh McDaniels learned a whole lot from Tom Brady and knowledge that he can carry over because Tom Brady possibly could have made Josh McDaniels look better than maybe Josh McDaniels really is, but that knowledge is power. And if obviously we're probably going to keep Carr, I would assume, but if we're going to keep Carr, that knowledge could be very powerful moving forward for this organization and maybe get Carr over this hump that we've seen because I've been kind of both sides of the fence. We've seen Carr like throw dimes and be like Johnny on the spot, and then we've seen other times where it's not as good, but we know he could be better. So like my question is, can McDaniels get Carr to that next level? And that whole Brady thing that I mentioned, Brady versus offensive coordinator thing earlier, as well as if Davis wanted the GM from the Patriots, then McDaniels was probably like maybe a sympathy hire, or maybe he's a good fit to help Carr. Go ahead, Violator.
On that one right there, it's all about synergy. This is already a combination that we've all seen them be successful. That's what I think Mark needed because he didn't really have football minds around him that he really had confidence in. He said today he's been watching these guys from the other side of the field, basically. And that respect over the years, over those battles, me for one, when I saw it first come out, I'm like, oh, shit, no. But that was my heart.
Yeah.
My brain is saying, listen, this team needs a kick in the ass. It's time, with all this talent we've amassed over the years, and some fizzled out, some wasn't worth bringing in. We need to get some football people who want football people. Like they said today, you got to want to play or you ain't going to be around. I thought about Bill Parcells.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
Nice.
Definitely.
And that coaching tree. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking of the,
But
yep,
look,
exactly.
This is what Mark Davis said himself. And when he said it, I was like, man, you know what? He ain't lying. He been watching.
Yeah.
So look, this is what he said. He said he mentioned Brady.
Yeah.
But then he said Matt Castle. And then he said, what's the rookie?
Mac Jones.
Then he mentioned Mac Jones, and he was just like, man, this guy right here, he can pretty much develop any quarterback that got some talent, and he can put him out there, and they can win games. So he was just like that. He was like, that was really one of the one things that struck him. Like, it wasn't just Brady. Any quarterback pretty much besides Cam, because Cam not an accurate passer. He didn't fit their team. So other than that, like a Castle or Mac Jones, he was able to make those quarterbacks productive. I mean, even though Matt Castle fizzled out after he left, Matt Castle was able to get a big. He was able to get a big contract and all that because Josh McDaniels made him look good out there, pretty much. But the job he did with Mac Jones, I mean, you got to be like, okay, he can develop quarterbacks. So I mean, he been in offense for what?
20.
What they say, 18 years?
Yeah,
18 at least.
Think about all the Super Bowl teams that they had, all the different personnel that they had, and they was able to win and stay consistent.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Castle.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt Castle for making y'all suck all them years, man, and letting us win all them years because you sucked as a Kansas City quarterback.
Yeah, we love
you. You're terrible.
So I'm gonna bring the question back to Raider Dave and then Raider Critique. Violator, anything else you wanted to say as well? But did Tom Brady make Josh McDaniels look better than he was, or like was it a team fit, or did Brady make him?
Brady got developed over the years, man.
It also helped Brady do better as well.
Now Brady got developed by Belichick and McDaniels together, and they brought the players in around Brady. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. I mean, because like when Brady was in the draft and he was falling in the draft, Belichick said himself he was watching Brady. He was wondering like, why this guy keep falling? But it was basically really on his physical, kind of like on his physical appearance a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, but Brady's seen the smarts. He's seen the toughness, the heart, and actually to be able to come in games and actually win games, not be flashy, pretty much. So when Tom got to the Patriots, Belichick and Josh McDaniels, they built the team around Tom Brady, and they both helped develop him, coming from college. So, I mean, they always had the right formula out there. I mean, we seen it.
Firsthand. Yeah,
we seen it. So, I just want his personality to mesh with the team.
That's the
if
key.
he can do that, we'll be fine. We'll be fine on the X's and O's part.
And if I could jump off that, Watts, he did mention that in the press conference. He said he needed to get better with people, man. And he basically admitted it was a maturity, thing that he was dealing with, man. And, we grow as human beings. And, the man is 45 years old, I believe. He's got 18 years of that heavy experience in the NFL working with the greatest quarterback in the NFL of all time. Yeah. I mean, even just, and to jump off your comment, Hardcore, when it comes to, did Josh McDaniels make Peyton Manning, or I'm sorry, did Josh McDaniels groom Adam Gase? Is that what you were saying? And then into how he worked in Denver. I'll kind of jump off that. Basically, what Josh McDaniels did that was good for that offense is he did draft Demaryius Thomas, and he did draft Eric Decker, who became Peyton Manning's go-to targets. So sometimes these things happen. So just as far as our build and what we've seen since the passing of Al Davis, Reggie McKenzie is a part of this. He drafted Derek Carr. He helped us get out of salary cap hell. We were in salary cap hell, man. And we were always, we had to get our salary cap balanced out. We had to get a lot of the business logistics worked out in our organization. Yeah. And then credit to Jack Del Rio and what he did, bringing a playoff berth, bringing more excitement, bringing more awareness to what the Raiders are doing in the NFL. And then, John Gruden, he has a role. As much as a disaster it was, there's still building blocks that were in place. He built the roster.
Right. This is pretty much his roster.
So
these will still be his roster.
Absolutely. And this is the process. And this McDaniels hire is going to fit that offense because we can most likely will go majority 4-3 defense. We're going to keep the fullback, obviously. They operate with a fullback double tight end set in New England. And, man, we just got to clean up these red zone woes. We get the ball down the field. It's just when we get inside that 20-yard line, we got to really open up that playbook because the NFL is a fast-moving machine, man. And they, like, Patrick Mahomes is already getting figured out. I mean, he's coming off. Yeah, he's coming off a Super Bowl loss and an AFC Championship loss when people thought these guys were just going to run away with it. So, but yeah, no, man, I hope I answered the question good there. So I don't want to keep talking, but
man, we need another tall receiver.
Yes.
These guys will go out and find one. They already got some guys in mind. They would bring the right. They mentioned pieces. They didn't say tear everything apart. They said pieces. And they already know from watching the tapes what pieces they need. So I'm waiting to see who gets pink slipped, who gets put back on third string or whatever, practice squad, and who we bring in. Because what I've seen over the last since Khalil left, we don't have true alpha dogs.
Yes, that's the key. Yes. That's the key.
Denzel Perryman, Max Crosby. What about them though? Denzel Perryman, Max.
Max is one, but you need more than that.
Here's the thing about Max. Now he's an all-pro, no question. But an alpha dog is kind of like a mixture of, because he's quiet like Howie. Howie led by example. His play did his damn talking. He never said shit.
Yep.
What about Jacob?
There, whoever was in front of him was shaking in their shit. Because that look in his eyes, you better bring a lunch pail. When we find, and those guys are still being born. Trust me, they're out there. We see them on other teams. So once we get back to smart scouting, bringing in the right pieces, and when they said that, I just got goosebumps. The right pieces for what they want to do. Look out. We probably won't recognize our own team.
If I could jump off that, you nailed it, Violator. I mean, just like Ray Lewis was an alpha dog. Yeah, you go in that lot once he's in that lot. I mean, he's on the sidelines as a spectator now, and he's an alpha dog in the stands. I mean, you have to bring that energy. You have to lose your mind sometimes. You got to break something. You got. I mean, if it takes throwing your locker across the locker room, ripping your jersey in half, whatever it takes, to send the message that you are like we are out here to win, man. We are just like Violator always says, we're at war. Right. Know? And the only way we're coming out of this thing in one piece, man, is if we work together as a unit,
Right. Definitely.
But those are the
I think we got a couple players, though.
No, but that's the general message that you guys need to keep enforcing on our family, our fan base, because a lot of us, like you said, like Watt said, get caught up in the hype. And I say the best thing is not to listen to the media at all. Corporate,
right.
Yes. Oh, they have an agenda.
They have earpieces in, and they're getting directed. Oh, don't go there. Or talk about this. So they're like puppets. I like freestyling like this. We know what we're going to talk about, and we're going to say what the hell we need to say. But that's the part of the storytelling. We need to just remind people of the history, because most people don't forget about the past. Yeah, we're working towards the future, building off that foundation from the past. If you don't have a strong foundation, you ain't got nothing happening.
Yep.
Right.
Well, hold on. Let's touch on that for a minute, because this is important. So, the history of the Raiders, what it means to be a Raider, the foundation, commitment to excellence, like all those things, they should still mean something, but they used to really, really, really mean something. So, Violator, you've been a longtime Raider fan, diehard games, to and through. I know Vegas may have changed some things, man, but
52 years,
you've been bleeding silver and black a long time. If you were like the coach, or you were recruited to say something to Josh McDaniels of what it means to be a Raider, maybe some history or why you became a Raider fan, just share some wisdom with Raider Nation about what it really means to be a Raider, whether you're a player, a fan, or a coach to coach this team that we love so much.
I appreciate that. Here I go with this, and I'll keep it short. What it means to be a Raider is that pride and poise. All those banners that I saw in the 80s and 90s, they don't put those up anymore because of certain social orders or whatever the fuck they call them. Anyway,
yeah.
I would tell Coach McDaniels right now. We were sitting face to face. Listen, you've got a foundation set in place that just needs leadership and guidance. The talent is there. Now bring in those pieces, and both between those two guys, they can already see it. They're smart enough to see it. But this right here, if your heart don't speed up when you see this, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. And if it's just a job, you may as well sign your resignation right now, because we as fans are going to hold their feet to the fire. That's called accountability. And a lot of that has been just fluffed off. And you get into the friendship. I don't give a damn about cousin. I'll run over my mom for a Super Bowl trophy.
That's right.
Yep. Yep.
Remember that sign in the LA Coliseum? Skull Patrol, baby.
Skull Patrol. I love you, but get the hell out of the way right now.
Yep, that's right.
But in all seriousness,
we got to call a timeout for 3 hours here.
But in all seriousness, we've got a good thing happening. I'm going to be part of it to convince the Raider Nation that, listen, we're going with our hearts from the past. Yeah, we hated the Patriots, and we always will, because it was a fumble. That all came out today. So we're on a level playing field now. What can we do together going forward as far as winning is concerned? Because all of these years, I don't know how many I got left. 65 right now. And it's just like killing me that we've been so close and fall back so far with all the changes. Let's get some continuity. This would never
That's
change.
it. Continuity.
Our hearts
That's
always
it.
beat the same. So you got one heartbeat with here. Let's get that on the field and go run over some people, man.
Right. Definitely, man.
That's before you walk out of the tunnel. That kind of shit.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Well, what do you guys think? If there was an area, if you could name one area that you'd like Josh McDaniels to work on for the Raider Nation to help improve this team or improve himself or his craft, I want you guys to touch on like an area of improvement you might want to see Josh McDaniels touch on, moving forward. And let me give a shout out to chat real quick, and then we'll go around the table here. We got SE Experience said much respect. Thank you. Gabriel, we're going to get to your question about the biggest improvement coming up here. I can't read that.
What's up, everybody? I can't see the chat, y'all. I'm just on my phone.
I can't
Eagleatorian 207, what's up? Jonah. There's a couple others in here, I thought. And then Brother Steven, man. I just want to say appreciate everybody in the chat. Raider Joe. And, we'll get to anything that we missed up front, we'll get to them, coming up here. So, but yeah, so what do you guys think? Area of improvement. Let's start with Raider Critique. You've been kind of quiet. So,
yeah.
Man, offensive line. Offensive line and offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
you're right though, bro. Let's start there.
It can be team, but I'm just saying Josh, coach specific. You know what I mean? Like
the O-line got a block.
You can do whatever you want, but I'm curious what you guys think, because there's been a lot of hate towards McDaniels. So I'm just saying, if we look at the speck in our eye, or if we were to be able to, hey, we want you to be able to work on this, what would it be?
Look.
Bring it together as a team. You know what I mean? We're going to have to get behind at least one person on here who was supposed to be our leader. And I don't think we're moving on from Derek Carr this year, regardless on how anybody feels about that. McDaniels came here to have a quarterback like Derek Carr to groom it.
I mean, man, Carr had 4,800 yards passing, but he only had 23 touchdowns.
Yeah, hey, look, I'm still kind of mad at it.
Got to get to 35 touchdowns a year, man, and we're killing it.
35 plus,
35 touchdowns a year, and we're in this thing, man.
You know, if you would have flopped a few of those interceptions into touchdowns, his numbers would look better. And maybe he doesn't throw that interception right there on the 2-yard line. I'm still a little sore about that, but at least we made it that far.
The one against the Bears, the second one.
You're talking about red zone essentially with McDaniels, then, correct? Critique?
Yes, we definitely need it.
Yes.
And we've seen the Patriots through the years be able to score touchdowns instead of field goals. Not saying they haven't scored field goals, but they've predominantly been able to have their foot on the gas to get actual, 6-7 points on the board versus field goals. So that's a good take, man.
Right.
In order to get above 10-7, there's going to be a lot of areas that we're going to have to work on. We don't even know who's coming back next year, free agents, anything like that. So
I don't think
it's going to be a complete teardown. We don't even know what type of defensive coordinator is coming in here.
But don't tear it down. Spend the money you need to spend to keep players you need to keep.
Come on, Watts. Come on.
And how do we know what scheme we're going to be running? Are we going to be running 4-3? Are we going to be running 3-4?
I think
Are we
so.
going to be running a nickel hybrid? I mean,
you're talking about defense, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, definitely, because defense wins championships.
We're probably gonna stay in the same defense, but I think we're gonna play more man defense.
Well, I think that's what we've done in the past. When we had Namdi and we had Route, we played a lot of man defense. That was our bread and butter.
That was Al Davis too.
Always have been, yeah.
Al Davis would always only draft a man cover corner.
Yep.
We
Jam
need
him
to
at
get
the
back
line
to that. We need to.
Right.
There's a lot of areas of improvement that this team is going to have to take strides to do. But I can tell you this: we're going to be doing it with DC4, regardless.
Flags on the goal line.
Situational football was my answer, and we've all seen them in games where they get to certain points and then they either take an unwanted timeouts, unneeded timeouts to go and discuss something that should have been, okay, this
Mhm.
popped up, let's do this. They didn't have a guy that was in Derek's ear that was quick enough on the trigger to do that. Thus, you're wasting timeouts, and we lost a lot of games behind it.
Keep your foot on the gas, dude. I've
said
said that for the years, dude. That's how the Patriots beat teams. They never let their foot off the gas. They stick the knife in the throat and they drive it down until every second ticks off that clock.
That's
right.
We've seen Patrick Mahomes score a touchdown in 13 seconds. What in the world is going on in this world where a quarterback could score a touchdown in 13 seconds? That's literally like some of the craziest shit we've ever seen. Or maybe it was a touchdown field goal. It doesn't even matter, dude. Like, all I know is I'm like, oh, Chiefs are probably going to lose. And then boom, 13 seconds. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I'm like, I hate this guy.
If
but
I'm
the point is, we need a coach.
That's the one thing I want to say to Josh.
I
do
love
not pass on studs in the draft. If it's a stud right there, draft him.
I
Yeah,
think
we all
whatever position you need, draft him.
Dude, I did a reaction video during the draft when we got. I won't even say his name because I try not to hate, but you know, I also keep it real. But you know, when we didn't get Devin White, I was really upset. Like Devin White.
I mean, we didn't get Devin Bush either.
Dude,
yeah,
like,
Devin White,
linebacker for how long? But all right,
or even Josh Allen. You could add.
I wanted Devin Bush. You know? I mean, either one of them three. I was cool.
The point is, it doesn't matter. We need a coach to put the foot on the gas and score touchdowns.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Because we see, I love John Gruden, but he let his foot off the gas too much. Let us, and Olsen too. Let the foot off the gas. No, dude. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to wind the clock down and play the clock game instead of play the scoreboard game. Screw that shit, man. Play, especially when you're playing against Mahomes and stuff, dude. Like, oh well, if we hold the ball for this
can't beat the Chiefs on no field goal.
Mahomes, then he won't be on the field. We have a better chance to win. Screw that, dude. Go down. Learn how to score, learn how to score in the red zone, put points up on the board, and it doesn't matter, dude. You don't have to let your foot off the gas. You just keep that. Dude, you do that. Oh, well, never mind. I won't say it. But I was going to say
keep giving the ball to Jacobs, too, if you got to.
When you playing offense at such a rate that your D can sit over there and get their breath, that's a refreshed unit. Now you guys are old enough to remember when we didn't have good rotational guys.
Right.
You gotta have that.
Right.
3 deep at least. 3 deep in every position, man.
Right.
Now, if they switch to a 3-4, we got to go back and find another Ted Washington for the middle. Or
you're gonna need some more linebackers.
Or Kinlaw.
Yeah.
If you guys Google him.
That tackle.
Or if you can get Oh, sorry. I like Deron Payne too, though. If you could ever get your hands on Deron Payne out there in Washington.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you got to go.
I mean,
you get that. Yeah.
You got to bring guys in.
Yes.
To make that impact.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
What about you, Raider Dave? You got something you want to say about something you want Josh McDaniels to improve on himself or for the team?
Do what the Patriots do. Control the tempo of the game with fast play calling, a ton of audibles, a high tempo offense, man. I've always said this. I personally feel Derek Carr is a gunslinger. I think if you put him in a high tempo, hurry up offense where he's keeping the defense on their heels and we're not scripting plays. That's what Gruden did. I didn't mind what Gruden was doing play calling wise when it came to getting the ball down the field. He'd basically script a play, but once he got figured out, defenses adjust. We're not putting up the points that we need to be because we got to answer, you got to answer 35 points when you play the Chiefs, 30 points a game. I mean, so high tempo is what I'm looking for with Josh McDaniels. Quick play calls. I'll put it this way. Here's how me and my buddies feel, man, about today's press conference. We feel like Dave Ziegler, we'll call him Raider Dave, might as well just call Dave Ziegler Raider Dave. And Raider Josh McDaniels, they got on a private plane. This is our assumption. There's no fact behind this, but we feel like those guys got on a plane after the press conference and flew straight to the Senior Bowl, and they're already getting ready for. Like Violator said, there's no offseason, baby. We're at work right now. That's the kind of the vibe we got. But yeah, man, as far as my personal take, I personally feel Derek Carr will throw 30-plus touchdowns a game, and interceptions might go up, but who cares, man? We're going to take that risk factor, and we're going to go for the W's, man. And I just think high tempo, a handful of plays, for Derek Carr to audible and control that offense. Tons of different personnel mixes, just constant movement going and constant signals coming from the sideline, keeping the defense confused.
Though.
I think Denzel Good's coming back, though. Denzel Good's a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, we need to keep Good. We do. We need to keep him.
To piggyback off of that, though, like you said, that works on both sides of the ball. You've got to keep – it's a pressure game, and that's what Al liked. That's what the old Raiders were, pressure. You didn't get a break when the offense went off the field because the defense coming on, and they're mad as hell. They finna run over and knock the snot out of people just because. Right. That's the mentality that he made this for. We are pirates. You got to play that way with harem.
We pirates. You said it, man. We pirates.
We're freaking pirates. Get with it. Take what you want. That was one of his favorite mantras. You take what you want. You don't ask for permission. Better ask for forgiveness. Because I'm gonna run through you. So once I'm going to spin some history. But once we get back to that, all this other stuff with the talent that we have amassed, but like you said, we were saying before, 80% under the head.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Definitely.
All right. So
definitely.
So I'm gonna give my take. I kind of did, but okay. So red zone. One of the things that I've been complaining about for a while, so I'll make that number one because I've complained about it for a couple years, like a whiny little girl at times. But it's about the
leadership. Last in the league. Don't worry about it.
The leadership, the leadership from Derek Carr. Now I think he showed a tremendous amount of improvement, and I think he's close. But I think he needs someone to get him over that hump. And if you look at, dude, go back and watch videos of like Josh McDaniels and Tom Brady. Even Tom Brady's earlier years, when he's not playing, he's not watching the game. He's on the sideline, warming up his arm, getting with the offensive coordinator. All the stuff that a really, really good quarterback should be doing. Game planning for the next series. Josh McDaniels, I think, can bring that next step out of Derek Carr. So the leadership factor, I think Josh McDaniels, of all the coaches out there, because he's seen it and experienced it with Tom Brady, whether it was Tom Brady helped him become a better offensive coordinator or he helped Tom Brady, it was a mesh system. And, I'd like to see that grow. I want to see the red zone improve. I want to see him kind of win the hearts and minds of this team because that's going to be tough.
That's key.
We had Rich Bisaccia that, did a really good job in supporting kind of, and let's just be honest, the newer age generation is a lot different than, guys my age and like Violator's age, they might need a little more back rubbing before they'll go produce, just kind of the way the world is a little different now. And everybody wants to be respected and loved. So I don't want to necessarily give hate too much, but you don't always have to have everybody that loves you, but you do got to have some, you got to earn their respect no matter what profession you do. You got to figure out a way to earn the team that you have in front of you or whatever you're leading to gain their respect. So that's the areas that I want to see the team improve. And I want to see better communication with the offense and just moving forward, where I was disappointed is in the Bengals game, I feel like we lost the leadership role on this team. Who was the male cheerleader running up and down the sideline to get the team fired up or whatever. I feel like we had that the other games, and I feel like we stumbled a little bit against the Bengals. Now, whether that's Carr or Max Crosby or other guys, Perriman, at this point, it doesn't even.
It was focus.
But I'm just saying,
it was focus in that game.
Whether it's a player or a coach, I want to see that come together because you'll see that in Patriot games and the best teams out there. Someone is always there to lift up the team when they're kind of down or tired, And I don't care.
It used to be Brady a lot of times too.
Right. Yeah. He'll dig in people's ass. Yeah. So, and Carr's heart got a little hardened. And I think that made him a better leader because he realized he had to kind of man up and not always worry about people's feelings, dude. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It matters if we win. So those are the things that I want to see from this coach, and we all know some of the past stuff. It's been, anywhere on social media, the deficiencies with McDaniels. But just because he failed or he wasn't like necessarily good at something in the past doesn't mean that he doesn't have potential to grow and improve or that he has changed. So I'm not saying I'm in love with the hire of McDaniels, but I also don't hate it. And I can see a lot of potential, and I'm going to stay reserved, and we'll see what happens. At the end of the day,
Right.
it's like some of you guys were saying, where it's like, shut up and show me. That's where I was kind of at this year. And I'm still going to be kind of like that, because the press conferences, none of that shit, even what we're saying like here today, it doesn't matter until they go out and they prove it, dude. You could talk all you want and be a salesman, whatever. Go out and produce a product and then move on and, go from there. And we'll see if it is reality and facts, we'll see it on the field.
And once we get back to that point, hardcore, there'll be a waiting list for tickets.
There you go.
Trust me.
Right.
Yep. Amen.
And there will be a whole new sense of urgency that you want to be a Raider in the NFL, man. That's what you build that dynasty, man. That's the goal, is to build that dynasty. And it's every building block that came in place, starting with Reggie McKenzie, because once Al left us, man, it was a whole new era, man. I mean, and this, I mean, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but I mean, I think Mark Davis is the last of the Al Davis bloodline and, owning the franchise right now. I don't know what would happen in the near future, but I'd like to see, the Al Davis bloodline continue to win championships with the Raider Nation, man. Get number 4, baby. We're waiting, man. We are waiting for number 4, and we've been dedicated, going to games, man. And yeah, man, it's time, man. It's those and this could be the turn. This really could be the turn for the best, man, in the near future.
Man. And this is how you do it, though. You go and get a couple winners from somewhere else who has sitting and been producing wins this whole time. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is actually a really good decision. And by the way, if anybody's really worried about how he really deals with quarterbacks, he only had Tom Brady. Now, remember, this is the guy who got Tim Tebow, and Tim Tebow took the Broncos to the playoffs.
Tebow. I forgot to mention Tebow, but I was talking about
our ass. They whipped the Chiefs' ass. They whipped the Chargers' ass and sent their ass to the playoffs, whipping the fucking Steelers' ass, too, to go ahead and face Tom Brady. So if he can talk to Tim Tebow and make him better, think about what the hell he's going to do with Derek Carr.
Yeah, good point.
Well, and definitely. Violator brought it up with Bill Parcells. I mean, even back in the day, Al Davis and Bill Parcells were friends. Yeah, I mean, there was talk that Bill Parcells could come to the Raiders. That never happened. But Bill Belichick was close to coming to the Raiders. I think it was like 98 or 99. Bill Belichick was close. Yeah, so this, yeah, exactly. So during that time, I mean, this has been a process, man. It's always going to be. I mean, that's what the NFL is, you know what I mean? But once again, man,
that's who Belichick learned from. Bill Parcells.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It all started with that tree. And yeah, man, I mean, I think that,
and there's a lot of people that say the coaching tree from Belichick is not as fruitful. That's not exactly true. I'm sorry, but that's not exactly true, because Nick Saban was a Belichick disciple, and there's some other ones too that have done
it's a couple.
Pretty well.
It's a couple. It is.
So but it's hard in coaching in any
it is.
like where. But here's one thing I want to say. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna answer it, and then you guys can answer it as well. But what's the difference between now Josh McDaniels and our new GM Ziegler or whatever taking over versus when Gruden and then Gruden brought in Mayock? Besides it being kind of backwards and the coach bringing in the GM. Okay. In my opinion is this: before we were moving from Oakland to Vegas, and it was a very painful transition for a lot of obvious reasons. There was a lot of like pain from moving on from Mac. Card got a contract, which, to some degree, I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. I think when Carr got the contract, it was going to be hard to sign Mac as well. I mean, let's just be honest. The Raiders franchise was the poorest franchise at all the teams. And it's been like that for a long time. Not because not to give hate, but when a business standpoint, we may, everybody has the same salary cap, but you can get bonuses out of pocket and some different things if you have the capital from ticket sales and stuff like that. When you're the Patriots and you're going and you're getting 2-3 playoff games, home games a year, that's an extra 2 to 3 games you're getting revenue from, and ticket sales and concessions, all that goes to profit for that team to help bring in players down the road and shit like that. Okay. That's profits, so winning helps those things. It helps ticket sales and everything else. Okay. You know, we had a lot of things hit us right when Gruden came on. It was a very hard transition. Like the weight of the world was stacked against Gruden. Get Raider fans, not that necessarily Raider fans are going to stop being Raider fans for the transition.
I mean, it was a total rebuild.
Experience. Let's be honest.
He gutted that team, man. Gruden gutted the team.
That has bled silver and black. We brought in Antonio Brown to try to build hype. The HBO special, Hard Knocks or whatever. Like what Gruden and Mayock were up against at the time that they took the position is completely different than what.
Oh yeah, he inherited a playoff team,
a winning team is up against. We had to win the hearts and minds of a entire fan base to make the transition and stay Raider fans.
That's right.
You know, whether it worked or not, I'm not even getting into that. I'm just giving you cause and effect of the situation at hand, because time goes on, we kind of forget like how shit was really going down. Right. Like they were trying to do something. They had to do something because the last years in Oakland were going to be complete dog shit. And to some degree they kind of were. Like we didn't go to the playoffs. We should have. They should have done something to give Oakland a better leave. I think they tried. It was a failure.
Well, we could have won that Jags game.
This transition is set up for success versus the other transition wasn't exactly set up for success, in my opinion. Amari Cooper was quitting on routes and at the end of the games just jogging back the 2-minute drills. I mean, all kinds of shit, dude. Like he didn't want to be a Raider. So I think what we have set up in place and the foundation, because we got to give some respect to Gruden and Mayock, even if they missed on some shit, the foundation they built, if they don't tear this bitch down, which there's no need to necessarily, like, we have a great foundation to keep moving forward and stacking blocks upon blocks, which is what the Patriots have done.
10 years.
You know, that's how I see things, the transition now versus then. But what do you guys think? Anything you want to say about that transition versus now? Violator, go ahead.
Well, me for one, you know, because we had heard all of the hoopla about the team leaving, and it's almost like the city quit on us. The team didn't believe in themselves, even with
the media. The media hate was but the media hate was insane.
Yes,
all around.
It was insane. Yeah, because they're looking to push that dagger all the way in and turn it.
Yeah.
You know, we all know there's a higher power that's controlling all of us. Mm-hmm. When that team actually moved, it was like I had to go and look at the site for myself to just see it. Like, that was Al's dream. So I'm thinking, this shit is coming out of the ground.
Yeah,
it ain't going to work, this and that. And, you know, I heard all the rumors personally that they were trying to disband that whole image of that whole black wholeness, that whole macabre. Well, fuck, that's what gave us the identity right now. Mm-hmm. And I hope you guys agree, this team does not have their own identity.
Right.
Thank you. Now, Violator, I didn't mean to jump in, but you know, I did not attend a game this year at Allegiant Stadium. My buddy went to 2 games. He went to the Chicago game and the Washington game, and he was texting me videos of tons of Chicago fans there and tons of Washington fans. And that's what you're right, man. We need to establish our identity in that stadium. I wish that pandemic. I was literally close to season tickets, man. I was really close, man. But that damn pandemic hit, man, and kind of screwed me up.
I just bought mine game by game, and it's almost refreshing because for 37 years I had tickets. Now it's like I've got to get my hustle on and keep my everything sharp, you know. But I find a way. If there's a will, there's a way.
Yes.
That's what needs to be instilled in this team. That will to win. All that stuff Al used to say, he created that image off of that.
Right.
It is not bullshit talk. You've got to buy in and believe it. If it ain't here, all that chatter, all that money don't mean jack. And we've seen several instances of that.
Yes.
From guys with talent, nothing up here.
And you're just hoping, man, you're a talented football player. You're in a Raider uniform. Embrace that, man. That's an opportunity, man. Like, I'm with you, man. I mean, oh, man, Randy Moss, I thought we were going to kill it with Randy Moss back in the day, man. You know, the Monday night game, we play the Patriots and they get the bomb. It was like a 60-yard bomb. I mean, you're just feeling it, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, man. We're number 4, baby, number 4. We're waiting, man.
I literally watched him sit on the bench and pout for whatever fucking reason, and he's loving the media attention. but he wouldn't go out there and perform. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah, I remember that.
had
Used
we
to quit
had
on the
Gallup
route,
then,
stop running the route.
yeah, stopping on route, and just then he goes to the Patriots, clean up his fucking ass.
Right,
Yeah.
he's balling out.
The one thing I will say is I did when in his Hall of Fame speech when he apologized to Raider Nation, I did accept
did,
his
yeah, that was-
I
that
did
was
accept
classic.
his apology as a sincere apology to the Raider Nation. I won't let, man, before he joined the Raiders, man, Randy Moss, I was a huge fan of Randy Moss, man. And when he
We
came
just
to the
didn't have a
Raiders,
quarterback in the O line, bro. To be honest,
Yeah.
we didn't have it.
I know. I just but like that mentality of a winning attitude. That was like 2005. We were 2 years fresh off a Super Bowl loss, three straight AFC West titles where you're losing to Super Bowl champions. We lost the Ravens, the Patriots, the Bucks. All those teams won a Super Bowl. One of the reasons I'm rooting for the Bengals this year again. You know, last 4 out of 5 Super Bowl or last 4 out of 5 playoff losses would be to Super Bowl winners. You know, so I'll take that. You know, just to boost us up a little bit. But yeah, man, that was a tough transition during that time, you know, was because we were transitioning into a losing organization. The Raiders were one of the most winningest organization of all time. Remember in 2002, they used to post up at Oakland Coliseum. They would say the most winningest organization percentage-wise with the New York Yankees.
We went down quick.
Haven't
seen it since.
No.
You know, and that hunger is still here, man. That fire is still in this belly,
It's
man.
in all of us.
It's in all of us, man.
And that's why you get so much passion and emotion from your fan base, because we don't just take our shit off and hang it up. This is every day of our lives. Every day. We're fighting the world every day.
Every day.
Every day.
I've got those middle fingers.
Just because of these colors. Every day.
Oh man, I'm on the 15 freeway. If I'm wearing my Raider jersey, I get a couple middle fingers. You know, I get a couple middle fingers driving, you know.
Man.
I love it sometimes. I just love it.
But you embrace that because that's when you know that you're already in their head. Just you gives them, you know, they don't know what else to do. But when they come and get to know us, they change that mentality about us.
Yeah.
The mystique will never change. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Even in Vegas, it will never change about our fan base.
Right.
And I'm one for us to put enough fire, and that's why I would say we have to educate those new fans on the tradition. I've been told every game I went to sit down. Never.
What?
No.
Yes.
No, man. Security or
sit down
fans?
for what?
Security or fans are telling you to sit down?
Well, they're using the old text bullshit, you know. You know. I don't know who it is, but I'm serious. So my goal is to find an area where I can fucking stand and do what I've been doing. And I'm on it right now. I refuse to go through that. It was where I didn't even want to go. And I'm thinking,
wow,
I can't let that shit affect me. But it did. I was insulted. But I'm saying,
hey, no, thank you for sharing that with us, Violator. Thank you, man.
Dude, that's the kind of shit I've talked. Okay. One of the reasons we didn't do a show for a long time is because of shit because I had a feeling that this was going to happen. So maybe it's a little tinfoil hat on my side or whatever, but
it happened.
I personally feel like they don't want the diehard, not because my name's Hardcore Raider, forget that shit, but they don't want the diehard Hardcore Raider fans that are just let's go. You know what I mean? I think
that scares them. That scares them, really.
Guy, kind of thing. So you're talking about the mystique of the Raiders and us against the world. Well, since the NFL has a financial investment in us now because they help fund the stadium,
right?
Now I'm going to ask you, Violator. Just there's an open mic. Speak your mind. We're not here to agree with each other. We've never been like that. You know what I mean? No. But do you think that because the NFL has a financial investment in us, that now they may not come against the Raiders as much as they used to?
Absolutely. And all of the old guard that used to screw us over, so to speak, they're retiring. We just 99 just retired. Good fucking riddance.
Yes.
You think I'm playing? Look, I made that for him right there. First down. Fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah.
The old guard is leaving out, and the league knows. The the league would never say it to us because we're just peons, but that image, every other team is trying to establish that same type fan base.
Right. Worldwide.
I've watched this myself over the 30 years. Everybody's trying to duplicate what we do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you remember the Carolina Panthers, they implemented silver and black into their uniforms.
Dallas?
You know, I mean, Al had a big deal with that, man, back in the day.
No, the first team was Atlanta Falcons.
Yes.
That was the first one.
The first one, yes.
The first one.
Okay.
When the Tampa Bay put the fucking flag and shit.
Oh, yes. When they changed from the Buck holding the knife in his mouth. Yep.
Yeah. The Buccaneer.
Yeah. Keep it original. Keep your, Dang.
I've had the pleasure of going to that stadium, and every time I look at that ship, I'm like, that should have been in our fucking stadium. But
yeah, you're right, though.
I'm just saying, bro, that's
the copycat.
We are the Pirates. We are the original Pirates of the league.
Right.
Forget what you heard. We are the redheaded stepkids, and I embrace that like a badge of honor.
Absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely.
Look,
but AFL, NFL though.
Right.
AFL, NFL.
Well, that's where
Violator.
the shit started. What's that?
Teach us on some of the history. I've talked about it a little bit here and there on some shows, but say something about how when the AFL versus the NFL, before we were united as one, okay, how the Raiders were the last team of the AFL to be picked, and how our funds weren't there for our team. How that affected the trans I don't know how the right word, like transgression or the development of the Raiders, and having to go to like minority groups and stuff like that to get players because we didn't have the capital like other teams did.
It was Al Davis' vision, man.
The wisdom of Mr. Davis to go out and have that, what do you call it, that forward thinking. You're talking about that whole merger. They did not want that to happen. The NFL.
Yep.
Did not want that shit to happen, but he had enough guys that he got together that had some clout in the AFL and enough money. We'll form our own league. So the NFL.
Because Al really didn't want it at first. He wanted to keep taking their players.
Right.
That's what he wanted to do.
Because the NFL was stuck in the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Al wanted to be innovative and attack. So, you know, like the team, his favorite team, Army. They were just attacked.
Right.
So when him and
the
Lamar
Chiefs was the one who kicked it off, really.
Yeah, when him and Lamar
who got behind the scenes,
finally put their heads together, just like now, you've got the three, you've got the Crafts, you've got Jerry Jones, you've got
Cronky.
Lamar Hunt.
Cronky.
Cronky. Oh, the dogs today. Yeah.
The big dogs today. They tell the rest of the owners, this is how we're gonna do it.
Exactly.
So when Al had this movement happening, he was looked at as a rebel, the ringleader, because he was vocal about it.
Right.
Becoming the commissioner.
He was the commissioner at the time.
Yes. So he's seen it from both sides. He's like, look, I'm going to take my organization and we're going to show these guys. That's when that whole style of the NFL started to change. And I was younger then, but I saw it. It was just like, whoa. Because the AFL was just like backyard football. It was the true entertainment of the day.
Yes.
Not the NFL. It was when that AFL was playing, and those guys that they brought from the smaller schools, God bless their souls, they had heart. All they wanted was an opportunity. Some of these guys are so pampered from Pop Warner up that they're, and I won't even name names, but there's been several that I got a list of over the years. Prima donnas, I call them, that once they get to that level, they don't even use their skills.
Yep.
Right.
Well, not just that, but I'll hit the nail on the head. Al Davis was me against the world mentality because the AFL owners sold him out and made a merger with the NFL. He took it personally, which he should have, because what they did was wrong when he was the
That's how the beef really
AFL.
Started with the Chiefs, though. That's how the beef started with the families.
It did. You're right. 100% correct. But it just trickled on from that point where all the owners, except for maybe like the Cowboys owner, pretty much hated the Raiders.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but let's just be honest, like Mark Davis kind of sold out. That's how I see it. I mean, I mean, I get it. It's a business. Like, we need to not be last as far as like revenue and profits.
Yeah, share revenue. Yeah,
but you know, he's drinking martinis or whatever with Robert Kraft. I mean, the commissioner, and they invested in our team. Like, it's complete opposite of what it was. It was a me against the world. Fuck the NFL to like we kind of sold out. I mean,
I think we were forced out of California, man. I mean, that was all Stan. That was all Stan Kroenke. Stan Kroenke's very powerful, and he's got Al Davis's dream right now in L.A. He's got Al Davis's vision right now in L.A. He's got a Super Bowl in L.A. and he's going to
blocked by the Chargers, really.
So in reality. Yeah, but who was Stan Kroenke to give the Chargers dibs over the Raiders? That was a dickhead move, man. And like,
let me tell you why that happened, brother. Because them not having equal ownership of that palace over there, SoFi, it don't rate to ours. I'm gonna just be honest. I've been in both.
Oh, right.
Don't even hold a counter.
Of course, yeah.
But here's the deal: when he came back, remember all that fight he did with St. Louis getting back to LA?
Yes.
Right.
He's throwing his money around, and when they got together, remember we were supposed to have been sharing a stadium with the Chargers.
Yep. With Magic Johnson's deal. Magic Johnson's deal.
San Diego mayor came out and was talking trash about it.
Yeah, because he saw it was going to happen. But they took that off the plate when they did the press conference. Remember they had Spanos?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Standing at the end of the line like they weren't even part of the freaking deal.
Right.
They had made a decision corporate-wise. These are movers and shakers, gentlemen.
Oh yeah, right. This is it.
And Kroenke had been bought the land over there, so he was going to do his thing regardless.
But what Kroenke's biggest fear was what we see happening when they do play, we take over.
Right. We would take it.
That fan base, right. Think about all the years since we had gone back to Oakland. That fan base almost quadrupled. And I'm talking generations here.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime there's a game, we're showing up.
Yep.
In San Diego, I've watched it for years.
Right.
I went to 20 of those games with you, brother. Yep.
I'm just saying, we went from the NFL's hated to now the beloved. Let's do the draft. Let's do the Pro Bowl. Let's do the Super Bowl. Now we're loved. Yeah. So it's
the NFL put their money in.
But one other thing to answer your question too, Hardcore. Keep in mind, Ronnie Lott's group in the Bay Area, they had 7 stadium proposals. All 7 were shot down by the NFL.
That's right.
They didn't want the Raiders in Oakland, dude. The NFL did not want them in Oakland. And that's the reality. If you go to a Raider game, like I'll put it this way, like back in like the early 2000s, my buddies that lived in Livermore, we go to the games, we drive up from where I'm at, give or take, could be 9-11 hours drive. We drove all the time. We always drove. But when you fly, it's fun. But, driving was always, hey, let's go on the road trip. Let's do this, And so, but my buddy would point out when we're tailgating, he'd be like, hey, dude, on Fridays, he goes, that's when everybody lines up on payday. That's when everybody lines up to get tickets. And these games sell out because this is a blue collar fan base, man. This is the true diehard fan base, man. And that's what you're seeing in the NFL. So you just look at the Super Bowl prices right now in LA. If you want to sit nosebleeds, it's like $8-9 grand. So they're like Violator said, they want people sitting down. They don't, they're. The corporate, it's a corporate mentality, man. They want skybox fans out there. They want fans that sit in the skybox and toast champagne.
But we are now officially a corporate team.
Yeah.
We are. But who would have ever guessed that Dr. Dre would be doing a halftime show? It might be the Rams and the Bengals. But we all know NWA was saying "fuck the police" wearing fucking.
Nobody liked the Rams when I was a kid. Nobody. We didn't like no Rams. That was Anaheim. They wasn't even LA.
Yeah.
That was Anaheim Rams.
and they were mad because we would take over that stadium. How are you guys getting in here? You guys are selling us the tickets. That's how.
We're everywhere.
And they hated that. They still hate that. You guys bring that. I got that true story from some executives from San Diego. I was down there doing the Super Bowl, all of the media stuff all week. So I went to Jerry Rice's event, and they wouldn't let us in. Now, we got press credentials to go in with the NFL films, but one of the city police would not let us in until the lady had to make a phone call to his boss and explained the situation to him. You are the whole city. And he's just like, I don't give a damn. They're not going in there. So Jerry Rice heard the commotion from inside, comes to the door, saw it was me and Tuzak, and he's like, hey, my brothers are here. Let them in. And this guy, once his boss says, look, if they got credentials, they can go in. But he remembers us from the Charger games, and he's like, no way they're going their ass in there.
Wow.
Walking
Was
in
this
the
Super
door.
Bowl 37? Was that Super Bowl 37?
Yes.
Okay.
Was against Tampa Bay.
And we only had a week to prepare that week, so it was
Yes.
a short week.
But it was we didn't even have a billboard down there. That'll show you how one-sided the shit was. And the league didn't force him. He says, nah, you will never have a billboard down here. I don't care how many times you come to the Super Bowl. That is the impact that we have left on teams around the league. And I hope we don't stop doing that. We didn't go down there and tear up shit. We're going to support our team.
Yep.
That's what they hate, that we come out from every fucking where. Like people say, oh, yeah, I'm mad because they left LA. This fucking thing is global.
Right.
Yep.
This is
Sure
global.
is.
Yep.
Well, you know, we got
Amen to that.
We got a lot of people in the chat. We talked about a lot of things, you know, coaching, general manager a little bit, you know.
We ain't even started, man.
And then since you said it was global, Violator said we're global, we got to give a shout out to Germany. We got Germany in the chat, folks.
Hey.
Big time.
That's right.
Hey, I always tell people, man, your past, no matter what it is in life, beyond just football, but especially with Raiders, your past doesn't make you who you are. But it's always important in life to know three things, in my opinion. 1, know where you're at. 2, know where you're going. And 3, know where you've been. If you know where you've been, you can respect the history. You can respect the process and everything you've been through, especially to those that have like bled silver and black and been with this team when we were 0-10 or whatever it may have been. If you understand the history and the emotions behind maybe some of this fan base that have been here for a long time and respect that perspective and what we've been through to be where we're at now, then this, like, you know, NFL Network talking about the Raiders is a little weird to me. Like, you know, like, whoa, they're not talking bad about the Raiders. This is really weird. But you know, I'll take it. Any love I'll fucking take, because I've gotten hate my whole life being a Raider fan. But
you know, we cannot make no more mistakes in Vegas.
What's that?
No.
We can't make no more mistakes in Vegas.
Well, I don't know. Well,
number one
brings in, man, is nice, good quality players. People who aren't going to have a problem in Vegas, being able to go out and experience what Vegas has to offer, but not go off and act like a fool and get in trouble, get DUIs, get in car accidents. You know,
right.
My homeboy Scream was sitting there saying that, you know, being a part of the military as he was, there needs to be a mentor system in place with these old school Raiders to show these new school Raiders how to be, how to act. That's actually a wonderful idea, and I hope that
definitely,
you know,
definitely, bro.
This would isolate incidences like what we had with Nate Hobbs, Henry Ruggs, David youngsters
Hold on.
who don't know how to act right now at this moment. But you get in here with some of these OG Raiders, they'll show you what's up because they've done been through it.
And you got to get through these young men, man. Their whole lives are ahead of them, man. When they're drafted into the NFL, a lot of money, they still got their whole life ahead of them, man. So a really good mentorship to, especially in Vegas, man, because, you know, we had a couple situations, man, and we're you know, but you know, we'll hope for better things in the community and everything. You know,
the Army does this on Fridays. Here's what the Army does as an Army vet, right? On Fridays, they tell you, you know, don't drink and drive, don't beat your wife, don't beat your dog, all this, like, it's called a safety meeting, right? But it never fails. There's always some dumb fuck to go do some dumbass shit, get in a fight, drink and drive, or whatever. But at least if you have a meeting of like what not to do, even though it's supposed to be common sense, right?
Yeah.
If you have a leadership in place that tells them the common sense shit, but like you reiterate it and you reiterate it. And you're like, don't do this. Don't do this. If you're going to do this, call me. If you're going to do this, call me.
Right.
Like it's engraved in their head. We need that kind of leadership, whether it's Josh McDaniels, Derek Carr, I don't care who it is, honestly, at this point. But you're going to do some dumbass shit because you're in Vegas or whatever Friday night or whatever it might be, you got to figure out a way to get the team to where they understand that mental concept, because if they're that young and dumb, they have money, they want to have fun. We all do, man. We've all made mistakes. Nobody is fucking innocent, dude, but we need a kind of leadership that can help with that. I want to give a quick shout out to the chat real quick. We got Ponda Solima, Elizabeth, Raider Trave, Mike Lee. Keep scrolling up here.
Can I give a shout out real quick?
Razor Raider, Andrew, Bugs Raider, what's up? Everybody, Raider Joe, anybody that's in here, man, appreciate you guys for tuning in. There's been some comments. I know we're getting kind of late and you guys got to get going. All of us have to work tomorrow.
I just got to give a shout out to my cousin. He's in the trap. Raider Trav, bro. What's up, dog?
Oh, what up?
What up, Raider fan? We watch the draft every year, man. We watch the draft every year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Violator. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And all this old school cats that have came back. I know we took a break, but a lot of good things. Especially appreciate like where we've been, even if it's painful. Like respect the process, because that's our passion, dude. Like we still love this team even when we were 0-10. Like
I was at that game, by the way.
Raider fan, you may not understand, but any of us that have been here,
no, we played the Chargers. We lost like 13, I think 6 or something. But then we beat the Chiefs on that Thursday night with Latavius Murray. Yeah, man. That was but I was telling people in the stands that day, I'm like, Derek Carr, man, this is what I want from my young quarterback. I want him to play his rookie year, not sit the bench. Go out there, throw him to the Wolves. They did it, man. So like I said, man, but that was a building block back then that I was talking about in the stands with amongst Raider and Charger fans. Good moment though. Good day, great fans.
Let's close this show out right. All right. I think it was, hold on, let me scroll up. I can tell you. I think it was Gabriel or Andrew, but one of them were saying, what do we think was the best improvement and like the worst thing for the season? Essentially, it was way up there earlier, but I think that's a really good question for us to like maybe touch on. And along with that, okay, so like best thing improvement and then worst thing for the season or whatever, like where we need to improve. Give your closeout statement for the Raiders for this season. So I'll start and then I'll pass the mic to Critique, and then we'll go Watts, Violator, Dave. Okay. All right, here's what I'm going to say. Best improvement, defensive line. All we heard for the last, I don't know, 5 years or how many ever years since Mac left was we didn't have a defensive line. So shout out to Ngakwe. Sorry, I'm terrible right now. But and Max Crosby and even Gus Bradley. I know we gave up some points, but just a huge improvement, dude. We got to give a lot of respect to the defensive line, the fight and the drive. They kept us in games because of the defense. So the biggest improvement I will say is defense, and then the other improvement I'll say offense. Derek Carr, I thought he improved a lot as far as the leadership. I think he still has a ways to go. We'll see about contract or whatever, but those were my takes. And as far as this season, not good enough. It should have been better. We waited a long time. I know we had a lot of shit against us, but I'm going to go into the next season just like this season. Not good enough. Shut the fuck up and show me. And that's
Nice.
All right.
Amen, brother. Hey.
Best improvement? I would have to say probably the defensive line and linebacking core. The linebacking core was absolutely excellent this year. Denzel Perryman was an absolute just bright ray of sunshine. That we haven't had a guy like him since Kirk Morrison, man. Dude who demands the whole center of the field. And it was nice to see decent linebackers out there who weren't named, Kwiatkowski. And I don't have a problem with Kwiatkowski. He's a good player. He was a great player on a really bad defense, but he is only just, a really good player on this defense. You know what I mean? We have plenty of weapons at the linebacking position now, or at least we did. Now we're getting ready to restructure. when it comes to the linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, we
in the
paying too
but-
much money a little bit, so we might have to do something with that.
All right, and the biggest disappointment? Well, I mean, it's what we've been complaining about for the last 3 years under Greg Olson. Offensive play calling. Offensive play calling has been absolutely terrible, and the only thing I can hope for, and I'm going to say it, I don't care if Stuart Schwaggart likes it or not, fire Greg Olson. Please get that dude out of here. Derek
He's
Carr
gone,
can
though.
on.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're going to probably wipe the whole staff of coaches, most likely.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the guy, but when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We brought him back for a second stint. We still couldn't get past, besides this year, the 8-8 and 7-9 threshold. It finally happened this year, but they had to have that swift kick in the ass to get them to 10-7.
Right.
I just, young-minded guy. We need a young-minded guy in here, somebody who can work with Derek Carr and actually bring out his strengths, somebody who can work with the wide receivers, somebody who can work with Darren Waller to make him better than what he already is.
Right.
And I mean, he's great, but he can be phenomenal. I mean, the sky is the limit with that guy. All he's got to do is just apply himself and get the right coaching regime in here to do so.
Right.
Good
Well,
stuff, brother. I love that.
I mean, I could pretty much piggyback off you, bro, to be honest, but I'm gonna be different. I mean, the defense, I do believe that was the biggest. That was really the fun part of the season for me, though. Seeing the defense, seeing that we had some sort of defense out there, but we was terrible in the red zone on defense. But we made plays. The defense played on grit. They played on a lot of grit, But I'm gonna say this: the biggest improvement I could say from 2020 to 2021 was the offseason and the free agency period and the draft. May I gone, but I'm going to give him credit. He improved the team a whole bunch prior to the 2020 team with what he did in the offseason. Going to get Yannick. He got some players that Chucky wanted. We hit in the draft. I mean, you can say what you want about Leatherwood. Okay, that was John Group. That was Chucky. He got to improve on them flags. But other than that, we had a great draft. And the free agency period, we went for the players that we thought we needed. And it was defensive players. And it worked out. I mean, Yannick produced.
Oh, yeah.
Max got better. We brought in
Perriman.
what's that? We brought in Jefferson, Perriman. I got to give credit to Gus Bradley. We improved the defense in the offseason. I think that was like one of the biggest things to me, and it showed on the field. So, yeah, but the worst, it got to be we not scoring enough touchdowns. We still kicking too many field goals.
Yeah.
So if we can improve that.
Play calling.
Yeah, but we just got to score touchdowns, man. I mean, the play calling, yeah, but we got to score touchdowns, bro. Man, we cannot. Carson can't have more field goals than Carr got touchdowns.
Yeah, by any means, we got to get in the end zone.
We got to be electric the way we played the Cowboys, man.
Yeah.
That was a shootout. Shootout.
Man, that was a great game.
Now, that's when we showed them that they had, the team showed us that they had some moxie about them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Nobody gave them a friggin' chance going over there.
Right.
And
the line played great.
Everybody played great. They stepped up. So once it's almost like this, gentlemen, we can't lower the bar because of lack of whatever. We got to keep that pressure on them to reach that bar. That's the only way we're going to get back to prominence that we are all used to, that I've seen.
Right.
It's just like, what are these missing pieces? So when they said pieces today, that's what I'm going to say is going to be our biggest improvement going forward, are the pieces that we bring in to make this chain what it needs to be, strong as hell. The biggest disappointment is not that we gave up on games, but the ones that we give away.
Yeah.
Yep.
That goes by up under everything that you guys already mentioned, from clock management, being situational ready for situations. That's what I keep seeing. And we look like Pop Warner sometimes out there. And it's just like,
yeah.
The guy that's 1 foot across the line from you is going to be laughing his ass off, because you can see it in the guy's face when they don't have the confidence in something that's being brought in from the side. They're probably saying that shit ain't going to work. So continuity going forward. I just say let's look forward to bigger things, man, and just keep the positiveness about us, because we would never give up on this. Never.
That's it.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
Definitely.
Diehards for life.
For life.
For life, baby. And so I'll jump in next. Man, love the 10 wins. Loved what we did in the front seven. We got the pass rush established. You know, they were very effective. Lots of QB hits, lots of QB pressures. Yannick led the team in sacks, I believe. Perriman with 150 combined tackles, maybe 100 solo. I mean, tackling machine out there. Tackles the right way. Tackles the way you should. Wraps a guy up, brings him to the ground. But I'll tell you what, man, our rookie safety, Trayvon Merrick, was a huge bright spot back there. And
yeah, like I said,
yeah, man, I think that guy coming into his second year, man, I really love that. That's one of my favorite positions in the NFL. I think it's a key position. Rod Woodson always said it best. You know, you got to take the right angles in this league, and I think that's what Trayvon Merrick has in his game naturally, man. And I just look forward to how this defense is going to gel as they move forward, because if they're most likely, I think they're going to keep a 4-3 defense. And Trayvon Mullen's another one I want to see get back in there. Maybe he's a nickel, maybe he's not, but with the way Nate Hobbs played and all that. So Nate Hobbs, I liked our defensive backfield in this year. That was a big one, man, because we'll put it this way, just looking at what happened with the Chiefs, playing the Bengals had great coverage in the second half, which basically made Mahomes run in circles in that pocket, and eventually he was tracked and forced him into some errors. So I think we can build on that to compete with the Chiefs. And then as far as the disappointment, it's pretty much the same every year, man. I'm hoping we can be a more disciplined team, clean up our penalties. I don't mind certain penalties. Don't get me wrong. If you got to jam Tyreek Hill at the line and throw him to the turf and take a 5-yard penalty, a 5-yard illegal contact, I believe. The pass interference are more detrimental.
Right,
but if you got to take a penalty at the line and jam him, throw him to the turf, whatever you got to do, play aggressive. That same goes with Travis Kelce. If you got to knock those guys off their route a little bit and take a little cheap shot, do it, because you know what, we got to do whatever we got to do. Because but going back to it, more disciplined penalties versus the undisciplined penalties, the bonehead penalties that cost us points,
mental mistakes, false starts.
And like I said, I don't mind if you open the game and you got to throw a nasty hit to set a tone. That's different. That's early in the game, but not in the crucial moments. So I'm, like I said, because you're never going to get rid of penalties. But we are the Raiders. They are watching us.
What did Al Davis say?
Right.
Let them keep watching. Let them keep watching.
Yep.
Raider Dave, what did Al Davis say?
Put him to the QB must go down, and he must go down hard. But that goes for every player. You must go.
Right.
If you're Travis Kelce, if you're Travis Kelce and I'm built like Denzel Perriman, I want to knock that guy's ass to the turf, dude. I want that guy's mouth closed during the game. I don't want that guy yapping on the sideline, pumping up fans. I want him humbled on the bench.
The cat that busted his ribs in Houston, that was my hero.
Love it, man.
Old school hit, man.
Old school, baby.
You come across here, you're getting hit.
Yep.
Once our guys get that mentality, they can throw all the flags they want, because it's in the other guy's head.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
want no part of him.
And that's the key, and I love that mentality. I only played high school football and Pop Warner in high school, but when I played, man, and when I was in the mid '90s, I was an early '90s kid, I should say. So but I remember my coach telling me, because I used to eat lunch with the wide receivers when I played safety, and I remember my coach telling me, he goes, "I see you guys eating lunch together." He goes, "You're friends, but you know what? We're on 7-on-7 drills. You can't touch the quarterback, but if the receiver comes up the middle and comes into my area, I can lay the hit on him." And my coach always told me, you give him everything you got. I don't care if he's your friend. You knock him on the ground. If you don't, most likely you're going to be the guy getting hurt. That's what we were taught back in the day. Right. Remember, what was it? Bull in the ring. You're in the center of the ring, and all those drills that we used to do. You can't do those drills anymore, man. It's crazy. So, and we were taught that you will not get hurt if you play 100,
All
if you
out.
give 100, man.
All
But if
out.
you're worried about it, you're going to get hurt, man. And
That's
that's another thing with the NFL. You got to balance these things out because these are these guys' careers. They're
Yeah.
paid to do this game, so they have to, there is a career aspect, but we want that old school football mentality. It's all about the spirit of the game, man. It's all about the
Right.
spirit of the game.
Right.
Otherwise,
But-
take the pads off. Take the pads
Yep.
off.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'm just
Right, we
Pads
play
off and put
flag.
flags on.
Yeah. And I'm bummed they lost to the Bengals, but I respect the Bengals as a good team right now, man. I really
They are.
respect them right now. They're
Yeah,
a
We
good
want
football
to be where
team.
they're at. We want
Exactly.
to be where they're at right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
so-
All right,
should
I'm
be
gonna
us.
throw an audible before we get out of here real quick, okay? And we'll go back around real quick and we'll get out of here. All right. One, we didn't talk about predictable. Well, we did a little bit, but predictable offense. So one of my main complaints is like when Moreau is on the field, Foster Moreau, it's like you automatically know it's a run. And you have the honey badger with the Chiefs laughing at us and all that shit, okay?
Yeah, man.
Waller's
that
on the
guy.
field, it's a pass, almost
Yeah.
always. Okay. Now we know with Josh McDaniels, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the tight end that the Patriots had that ended up going to prison for murder or something.
Aaron Hernandez.
Hernandez. They had
Yeah.
Hernandez, and then they had Gronkowski. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
They had
Double
two
tight end.
tight ends that were pretty good at one point. Okay. We've seen guys like a Hunter Renfrow, okay, a slot receiver that was like an Amendola or Julian
Welker.
Edelman.
Julian Edelman. A little bit of Welker.
A short
Yeah,
Belennikov.
Gus
Just say it.
Welker.
A short Belennikov.
Yeah, oh yeah, I always say he like Freddie B, man. He remind me of Fred
Short Freddie B,
Belennikov,
man.
bro.
So, but the
City of
point is,
Industry. Oh,
we've
well,
seen
autograph
we've seen
signing
the
coming up.
Patriots take guys that nobody had in the draft. Like nobody like who is Julian who? Wait, what's this guy's name? Edelman who? Like, I mean, so the point is like they took guys that weren't necessarily like your star players, but they developed them, but not just developed them, but they picked plays and they set things up for something else. Like they made you think it was going to be a run, but they were going to pass, or they made you think it was going to be a pass and then it was a run. So predictable offense and kind of tight ends and slot receiver. Okay, I want to see what you guys have to say about that. One, okay. Two, defensive coordinator. Somebody mentioned that in the chat. Okay, and then three, cutting these guys some slack because of everything they've been through. Now with the defensive coordinator, I'd like to see maybe a Matt Patricia or Gus Bradley. I really would love to see Gus Bradley back here, but I understand how the coaching transition goes and everybody brings in their own guys. Okay. But that doesn't mean that to me that we don't have like a good potential for defensive coordinator to lead this team. Okay. Where that gets sticky is like if we have certain guys that don't fit a certain scheme, and that sucks because I think we have guys, but then there's also some contract things and 1-year deals and whatever that have to get worked out as well. So that's part of it. But and then as far as cutting the guys some slack, I mean, shit, anybody that's been a Raider fan for more than 10 years, like, me being 40 years in, even before Gruden, we had a lot of rough years. We only had a short stint of like maybe 3 years where we were pretty good, So as far as cutting guys slack, yeah, to some degree, they tried hard. They were resilient. I respect their effort, and fight and dogfight. But at the end of the day, it was not good enough. Right. I don't see us beating the Chiefs in the playoffs or going to the Super Bowl unless you get that Super Bowl. Even the two teams in the Super Bowl right now, if you lose the Super Bowl, you're the number one loser because you if you have a T-shirt and you say AFC or NFC Championship, all that means is that you are the Super Bowl loser. All your AFC or NFC Championship means is that you are the Super Bowl loser.
I want number 4.
And then last,
I'm wearing this.
last is talk about your apparel. Okay, so we got all right. We got defensive coordinator. We got tight ends, predictable offense, and slot receivers. We got giving these guys some slack, and then last is what you're wearing. So I got this at Oakland. That's right, Oakland right here, and Oakland right here. And I love it, and I make sure it's kept in pristine shape because you can't buy this shit again because we're not in Oakland anymore. So that's all I got to say. All right, so we're gonna go to, and hey, Watts Raider was at this game as well. So shout out to you, brother. Watts and
Right.
Violator was as well.
Yeah, man,
Heck yeah.
it was that
That's where
Harris
that Happy
touchdown, man.
Holidays
That was
was. That was
awesome.
Christmas Eve 2018
Right.
against the Donkeys. And,
Yep.
and
It was raining.
that was supposed to be our
Raining.
last game, or so we thought.
Yeah, so we
Had
thought.
that been our last game, we would have left
Yeah, we
Oakland in
thought.
style. But hey, whatever, you know. But Raider Dave, go ahead, bud.
So basically sum up,
All right.
what was the question again? My bad,
All right.
dude.
Tight ends, predictable offense, slot receiver. Okay, with McDaniels versus before. Okay, apparel. Third one was giving these guys some slack, and fourth one, defensive coordinator.
Okay, so like as far as like the slot receiver, man, we got a great slot receiver. I think the way our group of receivers are grouped right now, we could, anybody can play slot, I think. I mean, you got Brian Edwards, you got Hunter Renfrow, who's very slippery with routes. I still have yet to define what I'm seeing Hunter Renfrow run out there, because it's very unique, and it's almost like he implemented his own style, and it's very effective. Right. And he's been doing it since high school. So, right. So he's a very, very unique football player. So I think there's a lot more ceiling there that I can't really define, but could definitely be, a huge threat in the slot. And of course he already pretty much is. But as far as, and then the next is apparel. Yeah, man. I mean, dang, dude, I got like.
Wearing? Represent.
What
dude.
am I? I'm wearing my old AFC champions. This is the Super Bowl we lost from Super Bowl 37. We only had a week to prepare. I drove by the stadium every day while they were setting it up, like we're in the Super Bowl. And of course, Sunday was, I remember we were down 34-3, I believe, at halftime. And, I watched the Raiders slowly fight and get their way back into that game, man. I just had my hopes up sitting on the edge of my couch, a bunch of people at my house, man. 20 years, almost 20 years has gone by, man. So, yeah, this is my apparel right now. This is kind of like a statement. This is like a sense of urgency right here that I'm wearing, But other than that, I think I'm up to like 95 Raider jerseys in my closet. So apparel, man, I got a ton of gear. I got a collector room. I got the green screen up just to throw it down. But as far as like stuff goes, like all the newspaper articles from when we were winning the West and all that, they're all laminated on the wall. And then third one, man, I'm sorry, dude. My brain's kind of shutting down. I've been working a lot.
You're good. Defensive coordinator, and then
defensive coordinator. I think Jared Mayo's probably the best fit, dude. I think Jared
took my pick.
He's the young guy. He's really young. I just think he was drafted young by the organization. And we want that young football style to be implemented, because there's a lot of who knows what the terminology is going to be like, because like I said, the NFL is a revolving, the information and the way the terminology and all that, they change it up so much. So I think Jared Mayo's probably your better fit to mesh with the young players. And then the last one, man, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No worries. All right. Last one was cutting these guys some slack for everything they've been through this year.
Oof. They're professionals, bro. So, man, at a pro level, man, you gotta do your job, man. You're a professional, man. No matter what happens, we're gonna go through. Life is full of ups and downs, man. And at the end of the day, it's a business. But being a pro is just like, it's a different element, man. When you're in anything you do, anybody that's out there, whether you're a contractor, NFL football player, we're all going to go through things in life. We're all going to be blindsided by unexpected, unforeseen circumstances. And my only outlook on that is, at the end of the day, you got to go out there, do your job, be a professional. So as far as cutting slack, it was a rough one. I praised everything that they did, and they did a great job. But at the same time, there's a job to be done, man. And no matter under any circumstance, man, you got to fight every day and, will to win, man, so.
Raider Dave, I know you on a personal level. How has that mentality helped you succeed in your own personal business?
So like, and go back, sorry, man, my brain is shutting down, man. What was it again? So like that
mentality, the no quit mentality when you're dealt with adversity, how has that helped?
I'll put it this way. I was at work when my stepbrother was killed on a motorcycle, and and my dad gave me the call, and I'm like, it was my wedding anniversary that day. So the first thing I was like, I thought my dad was calling to wish me a happy anniversary. Instead, he was telling me something, and I said, "Hey, Dad, I thought you were calling to wish me happy birthday." And he told, or happy anniversary. He goes, "No, I'm calling you." And this was in 2006. He's like, "No, I'm calling you to tell you, about my stepbrother was killed on a motorcycle." But also, he was telling me that, not to tell anybody in the family that day was my anniversary. So basically, what I did I just kept to myself. I went and took care of my customers, man. I called family, made sure everybody was good, said, hey, I'm going to finish my day. I finished my day, man. And then I went and just took care of family, man. But like I said, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong in any situation. My mentality is, man, I'm there, I'm here, but I'm still going to be me, man. Life is going to be full of ups and downs, and mental strength is everything, man. That's what everything that I work on. And life is beautiful. We're all gonna expire one day, man. We're not gonna all be here forever, So, but I embrace life. And sorry if I'm rambling, man. My brain is like literally shutting down.
No,
I drank coffee too, man.
The point is the
but it's a lot to talk about, man. You gave me 4 topics.
The point is the fight and the drive is what makes you succeed in life, no matter what age.
Well, success is the key to happiness.
Right.
Success is the key to happiness.
Whether you own a business, whether you're a manager, whether you're at a peon, it doesn't matter. The fight and the drive is what will make you succeed, no matter what adversity is thrown your way.
And let me go. I didn't mean. And I'll go back to the Brett Favre. When Brett Favre's dad died, he showed up in that game, man. Everybody knew, and the media gave you that corporate. The media gave you the corporate outlook. Oh, is Brett Favre going to play? I knew Brett Favre was going to play. Why? Because Brett Favre's father, I should say, his father wanted him to play. In spirit, and Brett Favre threw 5 touchdowns against us that night, so that, man, under any circumstances, at the end of the day, it's best for us as men to set examples, or any man, woman, doesn't matter. We got to set an example that, hey, you know what? Life is great, man. We got to have that positive energy. We're going to have our down times, but, like I said, life, I don't have all the answers, but yeah, man, under any circumstance, you got to do what you got to do, man. But at the end of the day, be a professional,
Well said. Violator, brother.
Let me see if I can remember all the questions.
My bad, too.
I throw you guys an audible, man. It was like a grid playbook.
No, it's all good. You guys are throwing some good stuff out there, man. It's just making me like, wow, these guys are getting it right now. So I'm imagining all of you guys, when you're my age, how much more wisdom is going to be there, man. You can't beat that. But slot receiver, I think we're good, because I already dubbed Renfro, like I say, a mini Freddie Belendikov. Tight end, the double tight end set, I look forward to seeing that, because then we're not predictable. You don't know. We can run anything out of that formation and throw a fullback in the mix. What the fuck's happening? So instead of D grinning, they'll be cringing because somebody's going to be in the grass,
Right.
What was the other one?
Attire? Apparel and defensive coordinator, and then cutting these guys slack.
Yeah. I'm gonna say they're cutting the slack for last. Apparel, all my stuff is mostly old. So I just sport what I sport, man. I don't need the newest gear.
I know. Show us, man. We want to see it. Where'd you get it? How long you had it? Tell us about it.
This was recent, because I got this in August when I went into the Hall of Fame. I got this to put my patches on. So this will be with me. I'll pass this down some time. I'll pass this down, because that's an heirloom, along with that ring.
What number?
Nice.
What number is that?
Congratulations, brother. Congrats.
Hold on.
57.
The Raiders.
Why 57?
My tribute to Jerry Robinson. He and
I thought this boy played for the Raiders when I was a kid. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I did. I was like,
Jerry Robinson. I remember, brother. I remember.
Him for one, being a cast off. I watched him because I'm a big SC fan, so I watched him. He was my adversary at UCLA. So that was that. So when he left from Philly and came to us, I'm thinking, damn. So he brought that Cali swag, as they call it, plus that East Coast mentality. And they were thumping heads back then. Him, Winston Moss, Matt Millen, Jeff Barnes. I could go on and on, man. But these guys knock the shit out of people on a daily basis. And so all the old school attire, man, I'm about it. The new stuff, I think they're trying to rebrand themselves and do too much. You don't need to do nothing with this, but put it on. What was the other one, brother? Come on, help me now.
Oh, hey, you're good. All right, defensive coordinator, and then cut and
Defensive
slack.
coordinator. Somebody said the young cat.
Jared Mail?
Gerard. Yes.
God, man.
Because he was a hammer when he played, and you know he wouldn't be coaching if he didn't have it here. So if he could just relate, we've already got the talent. All he's got to do is bring those guys together, keep them aggressive, because I'm afraid that our current coordinator won't be there. I'm just putting it out there. And he may lose some players that were in his scheme. But these guys will bring in the right pieces. Like I said, that word perked my ears when they said the right pieces for what they want to do going forward.
Right.
And that last one about giving them slack. Yes, they are professionals, but here's the thing about life's journey. I got told this 30, almost 40 years ago in construction. Once an egg cracks, you can't uncrack it. You may as well make a fucking omelet and eat.
Ooh.
Going through adversity builds character, and iron.
Right.
So if you want to go through life cream puffed, that's what you're going to be at the end of the day.
That's right. That's right. I couldn't find those words, Violator, but you nailed it, baby. You nailed it, man.
I live by that every day.
And shout out to a few of us in construction as well, man. Shout out to you, brother.
Retired carpenter, brother. Hey, I gave it all I had because I wanted to be able to sign my work every day. Old guys told me that if it's good enough for you to sign it, it'll pass anybody's test.
That's it.
Wow, man.
So put your name on it. Put your name.
I can't wait to rewatch this podcast. That's great, brother. Really appreciate you coming on, man.
We're here to drop knowledge and nuggets, man, to educate the ones that listen. This will never go away.
There it is.
Yeah.
Stronger together. Thank you.
That's right. I love that. I love that shirt. That's dope, Watts. Heck
Simple
yeah.
statement, man.
All right, so what's the questions again?
What the fuck you wearing?
You gotta post them up. You gotta post them up on a backdrop.
Look, like, what I got on right now, it's really nothing. But I want to show you one of my most prized possessions.
All right, do it, brother.
That I bought when I was out there in Cali on that trip when I went to that game. But I was in LA. But this is what I had purchased. So let me go get it real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get it.
All right, Raider Critique. Oh, you want to go while he's doing that?
No, man, we can just chill. We'll wait on a while.
All right, so I'm gonna give a shout out to the chat. Hey, Raider Critique, you've been real patient. I know we're doing this on your channel as well.
Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Hold on.
Nice jacket,
right? Letterman jacket. Oh,
nice.
Oh, that's old school as fuck,
Classic.
man.
All right. Oh, wait, let me get in the camera if I can. Hold on.
We got cold weather out here in SoCal, man, so I might have to break out my old Raider parka starter jacket from back in the day.
Okay, but look, I'm gonna tell you a story about this jacket though.
Yeah, do it.
I'm trying to get it in the screen. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold up. All right. Okay. It looked like a simple Raider jacket, right?
Right.
I was on Hollywood Boulevard. I was on my vacation. I was just walking. And I just looked in a store. I didn't see this. This I didn't see the front. But this what I seen. What made me buy it on the spot.
Oh, nice. That's dope, man.
I mean, like this motherfucker is huge.
Yeah.
It's big.
Hey, dude, that's old school, man. You know that's old. That's fucking. Yeah,
I got a leather one too though, but when I saw that shield, man.
Come get me.
I said, bro, I got to get that coat. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So yeah, I bought that same trip when I was out there. That was the only Raider gear I bought too.
You got that's enough. Trust me, that's you can wear that to a black tie.
Hey, but because I know because we both live, or all of us have lived in Cali. I mean, Violator and Dave are in Cali now, but like I treasure this fucking hat and this shirt. I got another shirt I got in Oakland, but like you know what I mean. Like this is like like don't touch my hat, like don't touch my shirt, So like it's like that experience,
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Man. It's like
you want to keep your gear up. You know.
Well, I'll tell you what, my Charles Woodson jersey from 2002, it still had like barbecue stains on it. I did not wash it until Charles Woodson re-signed with the Raiders. And I was like, dude, so I actually felt the need to rewash it. But yeah, like that was another prize. But that time's over. I ended up washing the jersey. But I'll never forget tailgating at the post office lot back there where the post office.
All right, so wait. So slot
point is
receiver, slot receiver.
It's more than just like a shirt or a hat. It's an experience. It's like this hat, like if I put on it, like I think of that experience I had with the Raiders. You know what I mean? Whether it's one time or 20 times, it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? That connection is huge to me. Like if something spilled on my shirt, I'd probably freak out and, you know, but anyway, so, all right. So the next things was defensive coordinator and then like tight end / slot receiver versus like predictable offense kind of thing. And then defensive coordinator was the last thing.
All right, slot receiver. To be honest, I think we should draft another slot receiver. Anyway, I think we should try to find another good one. I mean, if Deshaun want to come back as a vet, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying if he want to come back, but I think we should draft another slot receiver. As far as defensive coordinator, I mean, I don't think Gus gonna stay. So if they thinking about getting Mayo, he was with the Patriots organization. We might as well just pick him up. I mean, other than that, Ty Bowles. I mean, but don't Ty Bowles run 3-4 or 4-3? I don't think he want to be a DC though. I think he want to really be a head coach, but you never know. Yeah. What about the boy from Miami? I think he want to be a head coach too. Flores.
Yes, yeah, but a damn good DC now. Damn good DC.
Right. Tight ends. I'm gonna say this: if Foster Moreau can hold on to the ball, we'll be all right.
And predictable offense, because I want to hear your take on the, you know, because it all kind of lines up.
I don't think Josh is like Gruden.
Right. Right.
I think the game plan gonna change on who we playing.
Love it. Flexibility. Adaptability.
Yeah. That's what I think. Any other question? What was the other one? Was it another one?
Giving them slack. Slack.
Oh, okay. About the team. I'm gonna say this, bro. After that Washington game, I said the season was over. Because after that game, it was like, especially the offense, the way we played that game out, it's like we only scored what? 3 points in them 3 quarters, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, and the defense got hung out to dry. I felt like, I say, man, the season is over. Like, I say, look, everybody was like, man, they're going to bench Carr. They're going to bench Carr. I say, man, if they bench Carr, boys going to quit. But they didn't. Yeah. So after that Washington game, and we won those 4 games in a row, it didn't really matter if we did lose that playoff game to me. Because I was proud of my team that they overcame being at the lowest point. To me, they was at their lowest point after that Washington game. But to overcome that and finish the season, huh?
Let me throw you an audible. What do you think was the difference after that Washington? Because I'm like on page with you. I felt the same way, real similar. What do you think was the difference of like them turning the stone for the drive and the fight that we've seen up until the Bengals game, and the Bengals game was kind of, you know,
I think they just rallied around each other and they rallied around Bisaccia, the coach. They started to gel with Bisaccia.
Right. Okay. So would it take, or did it take as much like adversity for them to be able to rally? Like, can they rally without having as much stacked against them? Because that's a huge thing, I think, moving forward.
Hopefully, but I don't think we'll go through a season like we did this season again.
Well,
I don't think we will get derailed. Like we got derailed, bro. We was playing good before that.
My question I've asked people is, can you teach integrity? Can you teach integrity?
No.
Because a lot of times in life, either you're born with it or you aren't. And not everybody has to be an alpha male leader. Like, I get that. You know, I understand that. You know, there's analogies I can use about your quarterback. Not everybody's a quarterback, but you need offensive linemen. You need other pieces to the puzzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But when I look at it like from a whole, like, does this team need adversity to be able to rally around the troops, or is that integrity like built?
I mean,
in?
that's in the Raiders' DNA, though.
Okay.
That's in our DNA to overcome adversity. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. Just like in the game versus Cincinnati, when Burrow actually scored that touchdown, everybody was mad and said the refs cheated us. They didn't cheat us, bro. They made a mistake, but it was a touchdown. But at that moment, I said to myself, we got to get over it. We got to keep going. We still got 2 more quarters to play.
There's plenty of game left in that one.
Yeah.
So to me, that's part of the Raiders' DNA. And that's part of my DNA as a person, to try to overcome adversity that come my way. But I take it from being a Raider. I take all of that and I use it in my daily life, pretty much.
Right. Good stuff.
So
bro.
I mean, it's just, that's really what it's about. I mean, we Pirates. Remember what happened to the Pirates once England and Spain and all them, they stopped warring for the gold and all that. They quit fighting each other. Yep. What happened to the Pirates? They hung them. They killed them. So what I'm saying is, they was fighting that adversity the whole time because they pretty much was sending boys out looking for them.
Right.
You know, to hunting them down.
We are those guys.
Right.
Those guys.
So right. So overcoming adversity, bro, is really a thing that the Raiders showed me this past season, bro. They really did. They really did, though. Because we could have fell all the way to the bottom. I mean, really. But
no, that's very well said, Watts.
And we should have, but we didn't. And that was the key, man. We all bonded together. This team bonded together.
I mean, we got back behind them. When they beat the Colts, I say, okay.
Okay, hold on. So quick question for everybody. And then I want to hear a critique and everything you have to say, critique. Did John Gruden fail? Because what him and Mayock said the whole time is they wanted character guys. So the fact that this team did not quit, does that mean that John Gruden failed? Even with the emails and all the other whatever, you know, no matter which side of the fence you're on, okay? I'm not going to go down that road, but I just want to say.
It was just Gruden play calling. That was my only issue with him.
Oh, right. But I'm just saying, like, had it been different character guys, even Mac, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, or Amari Pooper is what I call him. I think they would have quit.
Yeah.
I mean, had there not been really good character guys with built-in integrity, you're right. You're right, Watts. And everybody that spoke here, including, you know, critique, like, they would have quit, but they didn't. They kept fighting. So at one point, I'm like, you know, hey, it's not good enough. But another point, I'm like, fuck, man. These guys, I've seen the Raider teams quit before.
Yes.
You know,
right.
If you've been a Raider fan, you've seen it. You've seen them quit 0-10, you know, or like till he finally got their win. It seemed like, you know, but the fact that they did not quit, I mean, to me, of all the things, if we look at this whole season, because I think Watts, you really hit like a really key like point to all this. The fact that they kept driving and fighting, it does show a lot. We do have to give a lot of respect to this team. Okay, as much as I want to be like with the grindstone or whatever, I mean, they could have quit because we've seen players and teams quit, but they have the character, they have a built-in integrity that we've seen a lot of teams, a lot of players not have. Most guys under these conditions, they would have folded. They would have packed up their bags, done like who is the linebacker that was friends with Cleo?
You know, I just went through the motions pretty much.
Who is the linebacker? Fucking he went to Atlanta Falcons, got him from the Seahawks. Or defensive end.
Are you talking are you talking about the linebacker? Malcolm Brown?
Yeah, no. Who is the guy we got from the Seahawks?
Oh, Malcolm Smith, I'm sorry.
That we got from the Seahawks.
Not Malcolm
Wright.
Smith.
KJ Wright?
Who?
KJ Wright.
Right? KJ?
No, not KJ Wright. He was there with Cleo Mack. They were butt buddies.
Wait,
and he quit
you talking
on the
about
team.
Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin, yeah.
They could have done a Bruce Irvin and quit.
Oh, he quit in that Denver
Bruce
game big
Irvin
time.
quit.
But that's a
He
fact.
cost us a win
Yeah,
in Denver, man.
That's a fact.
That
And
one
that's
hurt.
how much I care about that dude. He was never a fucking Raider, and he quit on the fucking team. That's why I don't remember his name. So I don't give
Well, they also had a nickname, the Slash Brothers, you know,
but,
and all that.
But, you know.
But we got past that, man.
Right. But the point is that the team fought, Watts, and you're right. They did fight, and they could have thrown in the towel and just quit. And they did something that nobody expected them to do. Not even us as Raider fans that bleed silver and black.
I said you ain't gonna win 4 in a row. You ain't gonna do
it. If you have that drive in that fight and you stay with this team, that's huge for the future of this team. Yes. I can't deny it because
that's why you got to try to keep it together.
Yeah, that character and that integrity, you cannot teach those things.
And if I can jump off what
teach those things, either you have it or you don't. Almost all the time, either you have it or you don't, or you learn it or through experiences, you gain it through like hardship. And this team proved that they can fight. So to Elizabeth's question, I mean, I can't necessarily argue with that. I mean, I agree that we should definitely give a lot of respect to this team. Yes, they did. But from a grand scale of like 40 years, it's tough for me to be like, just give them like a trophy for participating, you know?
I mean, but we only won double-digit games twice in the last 20 years, so we both should be happy about that.
Most people would have quit. So that's huge. I want guys that are going to fight for this organization, and we got some guys that are willing to do it. Critique, dude, I want to hear your take, brother. I'm sorry.
All right, first one, defensive coordinator. You guys have already preached about it. When Gruden was here before, what did they say? They were trying to build this organization in image of the Patriots, a winning culture. So now we went and got the GM, and now we've got a head coach, both from the Patriots. Why not go ahead and get our defensive coordinator from the Patriots? Let's do exactly what Gruden was trying to do.
And we make it more cohesive too.
Make it more cohesive. Make it all come together. Gerard Mayo is obviously going to be a logical pick for this. Now, as in giving slack to the team, I've been eating crow about this team all year long. I've been complaining and bitching about our quarterback when he does absolutely terrible and throws interceptions and fumbles the damn ball every time he gets looked at. But they all come together, man. And, you know, as much as I would love to see us dominate, that's not how we really do it. That's not how we were doing it this year. We were edging these games out by 3, 4, 5 points. You know, scratching and clawing, fighting to get that win. I'll take it because the W is a W right off the bat. As the apparel that I'm wearing my Derek Carr jersey because I still believe in him. Even though he pisses me off an awful damn lot, I still believe because he came from Fresno, and that's where the hell I'm from. And I'm hoping that, however many head coaches and intern coaches that this dude's had, he's going to finally find the right one in Josh McDaniels, who's going to bring that elite out in him. He is a good quarterback. He's not great yet. He's great at times, but elite passers make that throw when there's 13 seconds left to go in the game, and the damn next catch is sending us to the second round of the playoffs. I think McDaniels can do that for him. Now, what we really need to happen is that if we're going the Patriot way, Derek Carr, you need to go the Tom Brady way and take a pay cut to where we can get Devontae Adams and bring him in here to where we can pair him up with Renfro. We can put him in there with Edwards, and we can run the table. Throwing the ball, running the ball. Offense scores points. Defense wins championships. Put up 40 points a game. We're not going to have anybody keeping up with us. And unless it's the Kansas City Chiefs, then all we have to do is just make sure that we score more points than them. I mean, that's where I'm
Make sure we got the ball on the last position.
Yes. And do not turn the damn ball over. Yeah. Don't turn the ball over. Just like Al said, You can make mistakes. Try not to make mistakes, but don't dwell on them. Just win. That's it.
That's that cracked egg right there.
Right.
Yep.
Definitely.
And predictable offense with our tight ends and Josh McDaniels and slot receiver.
And it's gonna go back to what I was talking about before. See, you guys forget about Derek Carrier, the other DC on our team who never gets mentioned. That dude can fucking catch.
Mm-hmm.
That guy can block too.
Yeah, he can block too.
I mean? That guy right there.
He was hurt.
He was out this year. But we got a 3-headed monster at tight end if we keep Waller, Morrow, and Carrier.
I mean, think about we was missing Ingold and Drake.
Ingold, right.
And Ingold's going to be a big part of this offense as well because they operate with a fullback in New England the last 18 years.
Right, and I'm pretty sure that we're still going to be running a West Coast style offense. Probably, so 3 tight end sets with a fullback is going to be possible, if not the bread and butter of this team. Can
we see some spider Y2 banana? Fuck me.
Oh man,
Ingold can catch the ball, dude.
You won't see that. We're gonna see a little bit of Belichick playbook out there, man.
Oh, for sure.
But we get Devontae Adams, man. It's gonna spread that field wide open.
Yeah.
Look, hey, I got Jackson on the wall too, bro. But hey, he ain't gonna be here next year, bro. He sucks.
I don't think so either.
So
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so.
He's got.
He's 34, so
yeah.
But Derek also needs to understand too. This is not the friendship league. Stop throwing it to your friends all the time, man. You guys, you all need to work together. There's reports out there that Darren Waller and Derek Carr ain't getting along, but you know what? That's a hell of a connection.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Exactly, and that's a hell of a connection, man. So you got to go there. He was wide open on that last play. You know what I mean? So I mean,
he missed so many games, man.
That's where you guys brought up culture, and that's where the culture is going to change.
Yeah,
it threw off the chemistry with them too.
Chemistry, you're right, but like winning does what? Critique winning
does
everything.
What?
Cures
everything.
Okay. And the difference of cutting on the 10-yard or a 10-yard route versus 12-yard route could be the difference of incomplete pass or like touchdown. A first down or a touchdown. That's huge. And the Patriots are very keen on the details. And I think Josh McDaniels will bring that. I think he will bring, kind of hashing everything together for my questions for you guys besides like apparel. Like, I think he'll bring that variety of options for our tight ends, because if Foster Moreau is in and it's an automatic run, what the fuck, man? That guy can catch the ball. I'm sorry. I know he's missed some catches. Derek Carr could have thrown some better balls as well, if we're being real.
Just hold on to the ball, though.
But he can catch the ball. He just needs some opportunities, Darren Waller can learn how to block a little more. We can do 2 tight end sets. And I've had this opinion before.
Waller
Josh
is really not a good blocker.
Renfro, like if they're rushing our quarterback, do a quick slant. I mean, fuck me, dude. Like, how many times have we seen
that predictability goes away.
There's no quick slants. So
you brought up sorry.
No,
but you brought up wide receivers blocking and or tight ends blocking and all that. Dude, one thing I noticed with the Cincinnati Bengals when they played the Chiefs, Jamar Chase was blocking people downfield, and it opened up things for the Joe Mixon and Perrine, who had the big score as well, the backup, So
the biggest
that's key, man, is getting our wide receivers on bodies on defense.
The biggest disappointment for me is that John Gruden did not get his redemption. It hurts me. I'll be honest.
We didn't get our redemption either, because John Gruden built our team that John Gruden beat.
I'm just saying, it hurts because I really wanted it. We all did. We loved Gruden, dude. We loved Chucky, dude. And all the emails and shit, dude, we could go on with that. But at this point, it doesn't fucking matter. Moving forward and having a game plan, I think there's a lot of potential. We have a lot of things to be excited about for Raider Nation, We got a lot of people in the chat that have commented. Want to give a quick shout out to the chat, Raider 1, Pandisco Lima, sorry.
Like, man, you got to get another name or
Zane,
something, bro.
NorCal Raider, Coach Dante, Mr. Chevrolet, and then Elizabeth and Jack Bauer was in there. I know Jack
Don't
Bauer
forget
is
Dirty. Don't forget
a
Dirty.
good fan to all of us Raider 7528. Look, it's some things aren't ideal for our organization. Let's be real. We know that. Okay, everybody on here. It's been a little long-winded. I appreciate everybody that's like tuned in, stayed for this. We've seen a lot of ups and downs with this organization. Okay. Things could be a lot better. Things could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
I hate to be like, oh, we're going to move on to the draft and next year, but I'm excited that we have a guy that was like in the coaching staff with the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, whether or not Derek Carr signs a contract or holds out or they trade Derek Carr, like Raider 7528, said, and they bring back Brady for 1 year. We don't fucking know. Nobody fucking knows.
Why would
shit.
we
But
do
can
that?
I say one thing about all that though that you just said? Hold on, let me say something. Derek
Go
Carr's
ahead.
in a contract year. That's a great thing for us right now and our young coach.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
But to the
Contract
flip
year.
side, okay, to
Just
the
a
flip
business,
side,
too.
just to be real, Carr also produced the year he got hurt before a contract year.
True, very true.
So we've had
But I'll
two
take
experiences,
11, 12 wins on top of that too.
2016 and now where he produced, and it's a contract year. I'm not giving hate. I'm just pointing out the facts. Okay. Is he a $30-35 million quarterback? I don't know. That's
They'll
going to
negotiate
really
that.
hurt our team from signing.
That'll
I
be
mean, I
negotiable.
wouldn't even go that high.
This
To be honest.
general manager has a lot of work to do to get a lot of 1 year contracts signed if we're going to sign the same players. We know that. I mean, we'll probably touch on this at another point.
Well, I was going to say, because I don't mean to cut you off, dude, but like, for instance, like this year, we're probably not going to be signing some free agents, dude. We only have $21 million in cap space. And a lot of our guys we can't cut because of dead cap money. So by next year, I kind of checked out Spotrac. If you ever go on Spotrac, pretty cool site. And basically, dude, like by 2023, this team's going to free up $50 million in salary cap from players that aren't contributing to wins. But I did make a list of those players and stuff. But yeah, man. So this year, I think that what these coaches are going to do, they're going to build off our foundation that we have. It's just going to be a slight change in culture into a more, we've got the 10 wins. And like you guys brought up culture. And I think that's the most important thing is that Josh McDaniels, starting with Dave Ziegler, is going to come in with Josh McDaniels and they're going to implement a new culture. Not a new culture, I should say. They're going to build off the culture that has already, started in that locker room, and it was that locker room coming together, man, with the good organizational skills from Rich Bisaccia, and but you got a lot of Chiefs in the building and the coaching staff for the Raiders. I mean, you got former head coaches in Gus Bradley, Tom Cable. I mean, that's a lot. That was a lot to overcome. I mean, because that's a lot of clash in there, possibly in film room, game preparation, voice to the team, you name it, man. So, but I really think, man, like this year they're going to build off what this team already has established, and Derek Carr going into that contract year. Just let it go, man. Let's see what happens, man. Let it go, man. Right. Let's see if we get 12 wins next year, and they can build on that, But yeah. And one thing with injury, remember, we can't worry about guys getting hurt, man. That's thinking too far down the line,
Part of the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game too. Yep.
It is.
All of the Raider Nation that's tuned in here, I appreciate everybody. From Raider Dave to Violator, Watts Raider, Raider Critique. Appreciate you guys' time. We've had a long show. We'll do another show possibly down the road of who you want the Raiders to keep, because there is a lot of general manager duties that has to be done.
A lot of work they got to get on.
And that's going to be another show, But we want to touch on a lot of things from the history of the Raiders to the new coach to what we went through this year. And, include the chat. So I think we were able to accomplish all that. So with that being said, let everybody know where they can find you and, give your closing statement. We'll start with Raider Critique, and then we'll go Watts Raider, Violator, and then Raider Dave.
You can find me on Instagram at The Raider Critique. You can find me on Twitter at InGun421 and also YouTube, Raider Critique. Also, the YouTube channel is named In the Trench 7652. So, yeah, just run with that. If you're not already subscribed, you're probably already watching it either on Hardcore's channel or mine. So, make sure you go out there and just give us some support, man. We're still all out here. We're still pumping. Regardless of whether we're winning or losing, man, we're still here. We still bleed.
Right.
You know what
Ain't
I mean?
no off season.
It's always right there, baby.
There you go. Yeah.
Ain't no off season, man.
Black, man. And, regardless on what moves this team makes, just be happy that we are in where we're at right now because it could be a whole lot worse. Trust me, we saw Jamarcus Russell, man. We know all about
it. We saw some other stuff, too.
Yeah, Aaron Brooks. Oh.
Yeah, what was that? The 2-14 season? That was it right there. That was Aaron Brooks. But hey, check me out YouTube, man. You already know YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google. I mean, I'm around, bro. I'm around. Hey, I've been doing this. My channel been going since 2016.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's my life right there. The Raiders is part of my life, bro. That was just a choice that I made. So gotta keep going. That's my team. I mean, whether we trash or, we the best team in the league. But I want to see us win some Super Bowls before I get all grayed up.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely. But I just want to say something to Violator, man. I love you, bro. And I appreciate doing this show with you, man. Much love to you, bro.
Pleasure,
and
man.
I voted for you to get in the Hall of Fame, bro.
Heck yeah,
I went
congrats,
and
brother.
voted.
So did I, bro.
Yes.
I did.
Damn right I did.
That was definitely a group effort, man. And
Absolutely.
I could never thank you guys enough. All I can do is show you my appreciation. In there for life, bro. In there for life.
For life.
That's
For
beautiful,
life.
man. That
Your
is
legacy will live forever. It was already going to live forever before, but now it's on a national level, baby.
Officially.
Official.
Yeah. That's a corporate side.
Bring the pain.
But me, I'm on, at Violator 57 on Twitter, Mabry Wayne, IG. Just look for the war paint. You'll find me. Facebook, Wayne Mabry 57, LinkedIn, Snapchat, all that stuff. You'll find me. It's very distinct.
Right.
Trust me.
Right.
What's up, Raider Nation? Much love, everybody. Love to everybody in the tonight's show. Much love to everybody in the chat. I'm Raider Dave, man. Diehard Raider fan. Call me delusional Dave. You can call me whatever you want. I want this team to win Super Bowls every year. I want to win. And I trust me. And I've appreciated the losses over the years because it does build character and it, tests your loyalty and all that stuff. And I love that. But yeah, man, you can find me on Instagram. I got my Twitter back there. I really have not been putting out any content. But I'm always game, man. You hit me up for a podcast or wherever anybody got a channel. I'm definitely any one of you guys, man. I'll jump on a podcast anytime with you, man. Hit me up. Life's busy, but it's beautiful. And, I love being productive, man. And love rooting for the Raiders, man. And I just can't wait to build up that energy and get that vibe going again where we're just ripping off wins and ripping off championships and doing some damage in this league, man.
Can I say something real quick? Because you just
it.
stirred something in me.
Right.
What I'm sitting here looking at all this energy and this passion. I want to see more of this going forward. So don't ever come up with a show and think that you're an island. No man is an island. What that shirt say, Watts? We're stronger together.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right.
That needs to be our mantra going forward. Stronger together.
Yep. I love that shirt, man. That is dope.
Everybody, support everybody else's thing, man. That's what makes us the melting pot that we are.
Right.
That's Al's vision, guys, from the very beginning. Unity.
Right.
Unity. Under this.
Right.
That's right.
So I'm Hardcore Raider. This is the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast, even though it's a video cast, doesn't matter. But I personally want to thank Raider Critique because he brought me out of retirement. Guys like Raider Dave and myself own a business. We've really worked long hours, but we still love the silver and black. This show was started with me, Raider Dave, Raider Critique, Watts Raider. That was the foundation for what we built going 2+ years ago. Okay. Some things happen, and sometimes life happens, but it doesn't change what we bleed. It doesn't change the team that we love. No matter, this show was always done to create unity. And if it ever got to a point where unity could not be done, we won't do the show. But at the same time, none of us are going to always agree with everybody. That's not what this show is about. That's not what this content is about. It's about bringing a variety of Raider fans, Raider content creators. I mean, the Violator, no game I can ever remember growing up, if I watched a game, if I didn't see the Violator, it was like the game was not complete. Whether we were 0-10,
definitely. He was going to be on something.
10-4, it didn't matter. I had to see the Violator. So for me to have the Violator on here, that is like a dream come true. So Violator, dude, this was a very short notice. Normally I'll do like an intro with everybody, but very short notice where we're like, hey, let's go talk about like the head coach and stuff. Violator was gracious enough with his time to come join us, as well as Watts, Raider Critique, Raider Dave. But that's what makes us as Raider Nation unique. That we can come together any given day of the week and talk Raiders because we love football. We love the silver and black. And that's what everybody that watches this show should be about. We've never begged people for thumbs up or subscriptions, to be honest with you, because that's not what we were ever about. We were about unity, and we came together as content creators because Raider Dave, Raider Watts Raider, Raider Critique, they all have their own channels, and we came together to create something that was different.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Before even the virus
it's
and people
2 a.m. out here.
We were creating something different for the Raider Nation to create unity when nobody wanted to talk about us. And that's huge because all of us have that same integrity that this team had this year when the chips were stacked against us. We came together when everybody was against us. So Raider Critique, I salute you, brother, and bringing me out of retirement, and everybody else that's here, whether you're in the chat or you're here live, Watts Raider, Raider Dave, Violator, Raider Critique. I appreciate everybody. You guys don't know how much this team has meant to me. I've literally shed tears over this team in the last, I'm almost 40 years old now. And it's because I love this team so much, and I want them to do great things so much. And there's been years where they've had the chance to do great things, and it's fell short. It's failed short. But I'm optimistic about the future. We'll see what this head coach and GM does. There's a lot of things that needs to mesh, from contracts to other stuff. But I definitely look forward to doing another show with everybody. Anybody that tunes in or in the chat, I just want to say thank you very much and appreciate it. And if you give it a thumbs up and a subscription, even though I usually don't ask for it, we appreciate it. But that's not what we're about. We're not clickbait. We're not here to make money because we don't make money off this. We do this because we bleed this right here, silver and black, baby, all day long. And you know what?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the bag. Yeah.
We're growing in glory, dude.
Clean,
you guys see that?
Never open it.
It looks like a full bag of chips, too, man. Like, they didn't chintz you on the chick, dude. Like, it's a solid pack, dude, in that bag, dude. Like, they did you right. That's
Violator,
awesome.
I love you, brother, dude. I got this as you, and I'm cuddling.
I got you, man. Take care of that bag. Take care of that bag. Let's go right there, bro. Let's
go. I'm so happy to call y'all family, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I got to give it
for a better family. Really can't. We're all so diverse, but that's the great thing about it, man. And it's exactly what Violator says, man. This is what Al wanted.
That's what he wanted.
Right? And guess what? It was all about anti-establishment, sticking it to the man. And, well, I think we all fit that criteria real well. And we need to keep it alive. It doesn't matter how much money they give us in Vegas. It doesn't matter how much money they dump into our stadium. We still need to be the redheaded stepchildren that take it to them every single time they challenge us.
Right.
And that's just the way it is, because that's the way the culture was designed to be with this organization. Don't change it. Don't be asking people to sit down in the stands. If you're asking somebody to sit down in the stands, take your bitch ass out of the stadium. Go sit in the parking lot and watch.
Go watch it at a casino.
You want to see? You want to see what's going on.
Because look, you're gonna go up to the wrong person and you're gonna talk that wrong shit. All right, and look, if you want to know what the fuck happens next, just go look at the footage. There's plenty of it out there.
Hey, and you know what? Anybody can be a Patriots fan when they're winning. Anybody can hop on the bandwagon of the Queefs when Mahomes is there and they're winning. But to be a Raider fan when you've bled silver and black through thick and thin, and you've been there through all the ups and downs, man, that builds character.
Yes, sir.
And that builds drive, and that builds fight. And so with that being said, let's do a Raiders on 3. You guys ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3. Raiders!
Yeah!
Let's go!
Let's get it. That's right, man.
That's commitment right there, brothers.
I got to give a shout out to Stater Brothers up the street, though. The manager, Super Bowl week, they get all the balloons up for the 2 teams that are in. Every year, homie up the street decks the whole meat department out with Raider balloons, dude, like it's a Raider Super Bowl. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. I love it. I take pictures. I send it to everybody. I always say, man, hey, we still own this state and we own the globe, baby. That's right.
Hey, the Raiders gonna always be Cali.
That's right.
I mean, man,
Can't
Cali's-
take it out of us. Can't take
Yep.
it out.
definitely.
And I can't wait to be fired up on Super Bowl Sunday and go to that Stater Brothers and get my meats that day, dude. Because I got to compliment them like I do every year, man. I think I shot you those texts a few years back, man, Mike. I'm like, look at this shit. I'm like, oh man, yeah.
All right, we're gonna do the outro, the intro, and then you guys hang tight for a minute. All right.
All right, man.
All right.
Love you guys.
Peace, Raider Nation. Let's go.
Raiders.
Man.
Look, happy holidays, Raider Nation nationwide.
Let's go.
Get some.
Man, absolute pleasure to be here on you guys with you
Hey,
guys tonight, man.
I
That was
miss
great.
Oakland. I ain't gonna lie. I miss Oakland, man. I miss Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
do. I miss Oakland, but hey.
Man.
My
I knew-
bad.
I knew I
had
was
to
going to
do
miss
it. I had
everything,
to
man.
do it, man. I miss
Yeah, it
Oakland
is.
too.
Of course, dude. And that's the thing that's why, man, one thing though is I'm always thankful to appreciate everything as we're going in this life, man. It's like, like one thing, man. I mean, like sometimes if you go to a game, man, and you just sit there and you just kind of, like I remember it set at the top deck. We got our ass whipped by the Broncos that game. It was like 2008 when, who was it? Eddie Royal killed us in that game, man. The opener, I think we had Javon Walker.
Said Eddie Royal.
Yeah, it was Eddie Royal, dude. But I remember I was just like sitting there up on,
He played for the Chiefs, right?
No, he played for the Broncos.
Play for the
Yeah.
Broncos.
He was a rookie,
bad.
dude. And I didn't see that was Jamarcus Russell's first start. and or the actual when he started the season, you know, and but yeah, man, I just remember sitting there like, you know, just appreciating everything going on around me, dude. Just because in that moment, you know, I already knew, like, you know, hey, you know, the stadium's, you know, old, you know, they're going to replace it. They're, you know, you just knew it was coming at one point, and so yeah, just. And then when it's crazy when you go back and watch, like I watch games in the 90s or like the early 2000s, it's just crazy how much the game has changed. You know,
Oh
just
yeah,
watching some of those Rich Gannon, like I was watching, because I got old games on VHS. And so I pop them in the VHS player, watch them, man, and just watching Gannon hold the safety with the pump fake. That's